Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beneath the Tide. This is episode 63. We are only 6 more away.
Yeah.
Some announcements before...
We are all children.
Yes, we are. Some announcements before we begin. If you didn't watch last week's Beneath the Tide, I had a little channel statement regarding the future of the channel and whatnot. Just regarding donating to charities more often, and going forward being more inclusive. And that also means we're also donating money to the Bail Project in support of Black Lives Matter. And our goal that we can reach by July 10th is $1,200. We're currently sitting at $200. So anything helps, even if it's just $1. And if you can't donate now, there's a ton of charities out there you can look into that go to supporting this good cause and through Black Lives Matter and everything. A lot of good charities out there to look into, as well as a lot of good charities to look into, and to support trans people as well, based on what's been going on with them lately. Yes. So that's just an update on what we'll be doing until July 10th. We'll be raising money for the Bail Project, and then after July 10th, most likely, continuously, indefinitely, raising money for BIPOC charities and trans-related charities. Because why not? Let's do a good thing. Roll some dice, have fun, and do a good thing. Also, other announcements. We have a podcast up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Podbean. Yes. And you can look up Mimics, Ampersand, Monstrosities, and take a gander at all of our content that's up there currently. Episode 2 of Legends of Wildmount has just gone up. Episode 3 of Legends of Wildmount, because I took a week off and everything was delayed because of some stuff. Episode 3 of Legends of Wildmount will be going up Friday, and episode 62 of Beneath the Tide will be going up tomorrow. And I believe there is also an episode of Demystifying DMing in the works.
There is. I'm currently putting a reminder in my phone for tomorrow to finish that.
Excellent. And what's that one about, Sam? What can people expect?
Because I've been saying it for like months at this point. That one is about magic in D&D and being aware of the spells that are both at one, being aware of the spells at your player's disposal and knowing what your players should be able to do at what level. For example, past level 5, don't expect a chasm to be that much challenge because the wizard can cast fly. And also knowing, like, as a DM, what spells and magic do you have at your disposal, and what are some things that are not that useful for a player, but are useful for a DM controlled character, like who has time to cast a spell 365 times once a day in the same place for an entire year. Players don't really have time to do that. That you may look at that in the player's handbook and be like, why does this spell exist? Why would we ever do that? The reason is because the DM can use it.
DM shenanigans.
Yes.
Exciting. Magic is fun.
Yes. Though through all of my research and everything, I still have not been able to figure out, is it Word of Recall? Is that the spell I'm thinking of? Is that the 6th level spell that shouldn't be a 6th level spell? I think so.
Is that the one where you can designate a place as a safe place and just kind of teleport to it or something?
Oh no, that one's cool. It's the one where I forget what it's called. The one where you like summon one object no more than 2 feet in length to your hand.
Yeah.
That one. I'm just like, I've been looking through everything. I've researched. I cannot figure out why that is a 6th level spell.
You crush a gem and it.
Yeah, it's a one-time use.
Teleports an item to your hand.
Doesn't even hide in an extra dimensional space or anything. So, if someone's holding it, you can't even get it. Like you just know where it is.
Oh man, I love spells that are more useful for me. Like Tether Essence and some spells you can find in the Wild Note book. Speaking of books, I don't know if this is worth mentioning because it's not really affiliated with us in any way, but it's a good thing to kind of put out there in case people forgot. Tomorrow, the 18th to the 20th, is the D&D live stream, which means a new adventure book is getting announced, which unfortunately leaked on the internet of what the book is. So.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But because
it looks cool,
I am a mod of D&D Beyond, we can't say what that is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's gonna be cool. So if you want to find out what the new book is, and in case I kind of want to run it on the channel, even though I said I wouldn't do modules anymore, but it's a setting I've wanted to play in a very long time. So. Anyways, and also tomorrow night, Shadows over Ravenloft. Last session of the party in Ravenloft fought a Baylor and a Brain Fart Storm Giant.
Those are fun.
Brain Fart Storm Giant.
Brain Fart.
Gives that band name.
Fart Giant. Well, that's a good band. Fart Giant.
No. Brain
Fart
Storm
Giant.
Brain Fart Storm Giant.
Or you say Brain Fart the Storm Giant?
No.
Cement is a good band name. Anyways, also, so tune in for Shadows of Ravenloft tomorrow. They're going to be fighting 2 more fun monsters to deal with something. And then Sunday, Soldiers of the Lich Queen coming at you. Picking up after something real exciting on Sunday.
Oh my god. If y'all don't kill each other by the...
I'm excited. And then Sunday night, the continuation of Descent into Avernus, which I'm also very excited about how that's going. And speaking of descending into things, let's descend into tonight's episode of Beneath the Tide. So, episode 63. That's 63 roughly weeks we've been doing this, give or take. Last time, you guys fucking killed and destroyed permanently Velokash the Sly, the Rakshasa personal assassin for Asmodeus.
Yeah, we did.
And you also defeated the undead revived Monroe Quigson, whose body was taken away by Asmodeus himself. And after defeating Velokash was it a tough fight? Who knows? But after the fight, Asmodeus said you all were hiding out in Velokash's little prized possession room. And sent hordes of devils after you all hiding in this prison just to come after you and just kill the fuck out of you. Deal with you. And you all ran with some quick thinking, arcane gates and some other fun stuff. Trapped some demons, trapped some devils. They don't like to be mixed up. And...
No, we don't.
Plane shifted out of the Nine Hells with Ogden Boon's Plane Shift spell scroll, which is now burned up and used up. Thank God that succeeded, that spell scroll. and you all returned to the
I
material
saw
plane.
it happening.
You did. I believe you. Yeah, you didn't use a portent. I feel like you.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Sure.
awesome.
For sure. Wasn't gonna risk a roll on that. I
Yeah,
knew.
yeah.
I had it. I had it locked in.
And you guys returned to the material plane to the Snow Minnow, which was Monroe Bigson's old ship, the Winter's Kiss. To find.
But I think it has a new name.
Snow Minnow.
No, Minnow.
Yeah, he sends them.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You returned to the Snow Minnow, and there found alive somehow Kelwyn, the vampire death domain cleric who had been with the party a little bit before he was decapitated out of nowhere after scrying on some devilish stuff. And he was back. Who knows why? Maybe we'll find out. While everyone was kind of getting used to things and trying to figure out what to do next, Baxter started casting Tiny Hut, and everyone kind of got into the hut. Well, Ogden went exploring a little bit outside, just do, and saw that flying fortress in the sky shoot 3 meteors down at the cave that everyone was currently resting in. And Ogden was like, "Oh!" and ran into the cave, was thunderstepping, I believe, and dived into the captain's quarters just as these 3 meteors slammed into the roof of this cave and collapsed a good portion of the ceiling. And that is where we're going to pick up with everyone else safely in the tiny hut. And Ogden diving over the tiny hut. You guys see him sailing over the tiny hut, landing in the captain's quarters, and these massive hunks of ceiling falling down, bouncing off the tiny hut, hitting the ship, slamming into the ship, and then silence.
Does the exterior of the ship look damaged at all?
Surprisingly, only a little bit dinged up.
I'm gonna go run to the captain's quarters and check in on Ogden.
He's just spread-eagled, having just dived into the room.
What's above Ogden Boon? Are you alright? She's like visibly shaken. Ogden?
I traveled about 400 feet in about 30 seconds. I feel like I know what it's like to walk around in your shoes now with how fast you are. This is incredible. If you want to have a foot race later, I get to use Thunderstep. You can try it.
I'm gonna help Ogden up.
Okay. Everyone else is just... Yeah, everyone else is just in the tiny hut, kind of just looking around. Monkfish is like, what the fuck was that?
Oh, that was a meteor strike from the castle. That the fortress that just squeezed its way into our plane of existence. So the Feywild's looking better and better by the second.
Do we have any way to get there now?
Not from me. Anyone else?
I have a suggestion, and I know this is an oft-beaten drum from your boy Ogden Boon, but research is the answer, and we have direct connection to one of the greatest libraries I've never been to.
And you know how to get there?
Teleportation.
All right.
Oh, Mr. Boon, you were.
Yes. As I patiently wait outside the tiny hut.
Everyone move to this side of the hut.
Like the side Ogden's on.
Yeah. And he'll just start casting Tiny Hut again, so that.
Oh no!
So that
don't bother.
So that
Stop,
he's within the zone.
No!
And then he'll just go bloop into the group with everyone else.
No, I've got my own and we can still talk.
It's just two tiny huts next to each other, just talking from within them.
When you were out there,
I'm gonna step into Ogden zone so I can get some beanbags
And
and just like face Baxter.
We'll make an event tiny hut. So anybody who wants to partake in a beanbag.
Van Huttagram.
but Mr. Boon, when you were out there, what happened to us here? Was everywhere like this? Did the entire were the meteors just all coming down everywhere, or were they coming down on us specifically?
I saw 3 meteor blasts coming from a fortress that had, like a zit, squeezed its way into our plane, popped right out, and that nightmare has is a pockmark on the sky.
So should we?
They came right at us. So
should we assume then that they know where we are?
I think we should absolutely assume that, because I don't have that book anymore.
As you're all discussing this situation, however,
Captain, I think they're in here.
And where you're all seated, you can actually see the mouth of the cave. And based on how all this cave's been caved in at this point from these meteors, a lot of the cave is just gone. And kind of walking towards the mouth of the cave, you see 6 of these tiny little flying green devils with wings. They're holding like little pitchforks. And there are like 6 of them kind of flying around. They don't look like imps, they look different. Very spiny. Or they're not green, they're purplish. And kind of with them, you see a very attractive looking female with long black hair, kind of pale skin, and 2 very large fiend-like wings and a long fiendish tail that kind of ends in a jagged point. And beside her, a very handsome looking, gentlemanly devil, bare-chested with like a sleeveless kind of vest on that kind of goes down to his ankles, like a very long coat rather. Black hair kind of combed back and styled into almost like a quiff. And he also has 2 little tiny horns and very large bat-like wings. And these 2 individuals are leading these little 6 flying devils in. And they're like,
We think they went in here. Oh, I think they're in here.
and they start to walk into the cave and like look through, like they start like looking through some of the rubble.
What do we do?
Well,
I'm continuing to try and cast tiny huts so it works.
We can't really do very much. I mean, I took some pretty good hits down there.
Literally one spell and teleportation circle is not ready. 1 spell slot for me, so unless I get this tiny hut up in time, I'm boned.
We need to keep them away from the ship.
Well, if I leave here, that will get rid of anyone's safe space. So
Baxter and Ogden can't do anything. Henry, Leah, even, can you create some sort of distraction to get them in another direction for Ogden? How much time do you need?
Let me intuit that. How much time?
How long does it take to cast Tiny Hut again? Or whatever.
10-minute ritual.
You're probably looking at like 9 minutes still.
For about 10 minutes.
And as you're kind of on this deck, you see the 2 fiendish, humanoid-looking fiends kind of turn, and they each drop to 1 knee and look towards the mouth of the cave. And at the mouth of the cave, another individual kind of steps into view. And bear with me as I flip back through my notes, almost 100 pages, to get this description.
We love that.
Alrighty. So, you see a 6'8" individual clad in black plate. Their helmet resembles that of a gorgon, a D&D gorgon, a metal bull with glowing green eyes and kind of green steam kind of coming out the nose. On their head is a mohawk made of infernal red fire. They're wearing bulky black plate armor covered in long bent red barbs. And they're wearing the same white robes, the same white cloak as the individual you fought in the Fungal Lich's Grove that Noose killed with that dagger. This one looks different, though. In their hands, they're wielding a massive maul made from a collection of humanoid skulls. And walking behind them, in the sand, is a large lion-looking creature with wings and a long, barbed and spined tail. You guys are 11th level, you would know that to be a manticore.
Okay.
And he just walks over and just goes, "Are they in here?" And the two fiends kind of nod, and he goes, "Good. Find them and bring them to the Stygian cross." And he turns and walks away, slowly, just...
I don't know what any of that means, but if Ogden can get this going...
I don't think I have enough time. I may have to run.
Leah's going to go in her bag of tricks.
Okay.
And she's going to just pull something out.
Okay.
And would there be enough room if she dropped it in here that it would be able to pop out and it wouldn't like crush us?
No.
Depending on what pops up.
It's not in the tiny hut.
The tiny hut can... I mean, the description of tiny hut says that you can fit up to 9 people in there, and we're currently at 8. So I don't know what that might
It also
mean.
depends what kind of creature it becomes.
Yeah, it's large size.
Tiny hut can only fit 9 medium or size or smaller creatures can fit inside, and the bag of tricks has a potential of bringing out something not medium sized and bigger, but bigger.
You could you step out?
She wouldn't be allowed back in.
Yeah,
you
sure.
can. Yeah, you can come back. You can.
Yeah,
If you leave tiny hut, you're not allowed back in.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's
are.
only if you're not in it while it's being cast.
Yeah.
After
Correct.
that, you can exit and enter freely.
Correct.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Sorry, Justin. All your players are like, what?
Yeah, give me time to look things up. I had to look it up, double check.
Leah's going to like pop, like kind of just like pop her head out and like drop one of the fuzzy things out of the bag.
Roll for it.
Like, what pops up? 5.
I hope you have
8.
speak with animals.
Giant goat appears.
Okay.
Shh. And
Give me an
she's
animal
just
handling
gonna-
check to see if you can make it quiet. Can't understand what you're saying because
Okay.
you don't have speak with animals, I don't think. Cass.
it's friendly to me, so
Okay.
that would be 18, 19, 26.
Okay. You go shh, and it kind of just cocks its head because.
So I am going to tell it to like distract the
Can't understand you.
manticore. You can
Command how the creature moves
Yeah.
and what action it takes on your turn. Or give it general orders.
yeah.
That's what it says to me. Such as attack enemies. So I think it
So-
needs to be worded in such a way that is probably more direct and simple and not high concept.
Okay, a giant
Absolutely.
goat is staring at you.
It's horizontal pupils.
How big is a giant goat? Because again, a lot of this cave got blown away by these meteors, so I need to see how big this thing is because it might be seen by the devils.
Are they inside the cave or
They
outside
are
the cave?
inside the cave. They're looking through rubble.
Okay.
Large beast. Okay.
So they're like at the mouth of the cave, like searching through rubble, and we're like on this giant conspicuous ship at the back end of the cave.
With a giant goat standing on it now.
She's
I have a thing I want to try when this is concluded.
She's just gonna go attack the manticore and run. And she's just gonna pop back in.
Wait, no, the manticore left.
The manticore left with the armored guy.
Oh, she's just gonna be like,
I mean, you could still work.
yeah, just be like, run after the guys in the cave.
And it just starts bounding off
She's
the
hopping
ship.
back in.
And the fiends just look in the direction the goat's coming, and as it's running towards
Oh,
them...
fuck.
I gotta pull up some stuff here.
I have 38 hit points.
I have 17.
Oh, this has got to be a solid 5-minute distraction.
I'm about half.
No.
About half right now.
How weak is the ceiling of the cave looking?
There really isn't much of a ceiling anymore. These are giant
How-
meteors. Meteors
Yeah.
do a lot of damage.
Mhm.
There is not much of this cave left standing. There is not much of a ceiling left.
Okay.
It's all sky coming in. Okay. So giant ghosts don't have a lot of hit points.
Oh, no.
Okay, so the goat goes running towards these fiends, and the one kind of just turns to it. And goes, "What in the fuck is that?" And the goat just runs past them out the cave.
Ah!
Perhaps we wanted to discuss plans that would immediately reveal our location before doing them, but alright.
And then both the succubus and the incubus are going to look in the direction where the goat came from.
Mm-hmm.
Usually I'm going to do perception checks.
Crouching behind the other hut. I don't want you to see me because it's opaque.
Everybody, if you want to hide, if you're trying to like be hidden in this tiny hut as best as possible.
Well, they can't
Tiny hut is
see
correct.
through it.
So looking for Ogden. Ogden, roll a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
Is it sound doesn't exit the tiny hut, or sound doesn't come in? Sound doesn't leave the tiny hut, right?
I will double check that.
Got it pulled
'cause
up
it
right
didn't-
now.
Sound is weird for the tiny hut.
Yeah.
Doesn't say anything
all other
about
creatures.
sound.
It doesn't say anything about sound.
I thought it did. Okay.
Nope. There's nothing about not being able to see into it. Oh, sorry.
it is
The dome
at
is
the
opaque
bottom.
from the outside of any color you choose.
Yeah.
It is transparent from the inside. But yeah, nothing about sound, so they can definitely hear you while
Okay.
you're in there. Yeah, Ogden, stealth check.
I know I just recently recognized you as a deity, but Frollowen, use your knowledge to help me stay safe. What is the hide check skill? Let me see. I should have pulled up.
Stealth, yeah.
Oh, it's stealth. Okay, that's an 18, please.
18. You're like
Mhm.
perfectly standing behind the mast doing this, and the mast is your entire width. And they look over and they go, the goat came from that direction, though. Keep an eye on it. And they go back to digging through rubble.
I think we should just stay quiet for as long as possible.
Yeah, that would have been a great idea before the goat.
And then outside, you hear the sound of something wet, like flesh being bludgeoned, and then the sound of a goat dying. Just.
Oh. What was the ghost's name?
Don't name what's already dead.
Yeah, that's just morbid.
What is dead may never die.
And
Yeah.
you hear a voice say, "Look, Zendrel, dinner." And you can hear the sound of something eating the goat, presumably the manticore.
Mm.
Or a
Oh,
T-Rex.
so they're still there.
I mean,
Right.
it's a distraction.
While we're all doing this, Ash is gonna get down on his hands and knees inside the tiny hut.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna put his hands on the floorboards of the ship,
Mm-hmm.
and he's gonna lean in and start whispering, "All right, you stupid ship! I know you can do the stupid thing about summoning some kind of winter storm. Do the thing already. Where are your new captains now? Do your stupid magic. Make it happen."
Nothing happens.
Oh, you stupid bloody fuck! Trying to be very quiet but very frustrated.
Stealth check.
You're Joe Pesci in Home Alone swearing.
He's keeping his voice down. It's low grumbles.
And since they're not actively doing perception checks, this will be just passive perception. So
Probably would be praised.
would you roll?
Oh, did you need to still?
Yes.
Did you need to still? Okay.
Yeah.
Being quiet though.
With advantage because you're in the tiny hut. We'll say it's muffling it a little bit.
Okay.
Almost a Venn diagram, huh? Just hoping.
Okay. Thank you, advantage. 21.
21. You're not super quiet with your swearing, but as you're swearing, you can hear a distinct farting sound come from one of these spine devils. It just goes, and you kind of cover up the swearing with the fart sound.
Sorry, I thought that would work. Or do something, maybe.
And,
I mean,
the succubus and incubus and those 6 spine devils are about 40 feet away now, digging through rubble. They're just kind of like moving closer towards the ship, and just digging through rubble. And you can hear one of them say, "You think they're on the ship? Possibly hiding?"
okay, I have a thing that I just want to see if that's even possible before I actually do it. If they are directly beneath part of the remaining cave ceiling, are they?
There actually isn't much. Most of the cave ceiling got blasted away, so there isn't much cave ceiling remaining. It's mostly just sky, like clear sky.
Mm-hmm. But there's no like remaining like ridges of land of rock or like just
Based
jutting out.
Based on the damage that meteor strike does, no.
Okay, never mind then.
What's the how are they configured?
Incubus and succubus side by side digging, and the spine devils kind of being sentries and like looking around in all direction.
And how many of them did you say there were?
6 spine devils, the incubus and the succubus.
Okay. So,
I
so
could-
eight enemies.
I could
Yeah.
potentially try and draw them off
And
stack them.
possibly the manticore and the dude in armor outside.
I don't understand why you all feel like being aggressive here. We're
Well, they're
pretty
going.
safe.
They're going to find us in probably like the next couple minutes.
Well, they still can't do anything to us.
They could do something to Ogden.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
It has not been 10 minutes yet.
What's the shot clock on that? What's
I said 9 minutes like 4 minutes ago, so
Great.
5 minutes.
Halfway there. What's been their pace since they entered the cave? How long have they?
They're being pretty meticulous,
Okay.
but there is a big ship, and they both just kind of pointed it out.
So did they move faster than I can teleport through
They have-
a cave?
You don't know how they got here.
Dang.
Listen, do any of you have any type of misdirection magic or cantrips?
I could use one of these magic missiles, maybe.
I don't mean to be a sword, but I did just come back to life. I still have all of my capabilities.
Oh yeah, what can you do again?
Well, he's a cleric.
Well, I mean, if you've got the time, I mean, a little bit of that mumbo jumbo to.
Yeah, some healing would be great in this moment.
Very great, just wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh boy. So, you see,
You're gonna hate this, guys.
it's vocal, so I'm going to do it as quietly as possible.
Okay.
Okay. He cracks his knuckles. I can only do this to 6 people. Monkfish, you're fucked, I'm sorry, but you've been resting here on the ship. And can spells leave the tiny hut? Otherwise, Ogden Boon can't get healed.
It's
No,
fine.
no spells can
a
leave the
barrier.
tiny hut.
All right,
Wait,
so
they can't
Or
leave
enter.
it? I thought they
They can't
leave or enter.
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
He's gonna cast Mass Cure Wounds on everyone inside the tiny hut. I guess. So everyone gets. Ugh. Everyone gets 20 points of healing.
All right.
That's not nothing.
And he's gonna do a quick little stealthy stealth for that. Yeah, he beats the passive perception, so he just does some stuff. He holds his little pendant that he has around his neck, and casts mass cure wounds on everyone inside the tiny hut.
Cool. Hopefully we can get this tiny hut finished before they find us. Cause yeah,
and they're just 40 feet away. They're digging around.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, the incubus, just says, "Oh, they're not here either. Well, if they haven't been crushed by the rubble, that means they might still be alive." Okay. And they start to walk towards the ship.
Wait. Ogden. Go into the captain's quarters. We can stay out here and taunt them for a couple of minutes while you make the hut.
Not over.
Ogden, as you're walking to the captain's quarters, because it would be passing behind where you are, you would be coming into eyesight. If you want to do it...
Wait.
Are we crawling?
Hang on. Henry, is he right up? Is he right up next to our hut?
Yeah, he dived over it and then came out.
Okay, then in that case, Henry still has one spell slot left. So, Henry will.
Is it vocal?
Good question. Let me.
And spells can't leave the tiny hut.
They can't leave the tiny hut, so if you wanted to cast something on me.
He was gonna step out, grab Ogden in the dimension door. Which wouldn't. Oh, I can do that because it wouldn't if they're gonna find us anyway.
Is it a vocal spell though?
It is, yeah.
All right. So as you step out to grab Ogden and then dimension door. I do need a stealth check.
How can I wait until since it's opaque anyway and it is obscuring the view? Could I wait until they're pretty much about to see the bubble anyway?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So they start.
So then
They get to the ship. They can't. So based on the height of the ship, they can't actually see the bubble from down there.
Oh, okay.
And they're like, okay, go up the plank. And the succubus and incubus side by side start walking up the gangplank onto the deck of the ship, with the 6 spine devils kind of following behind. And you can hear them walking up the gangplank, warrant.
Probably should have taken that down.
Okay. Ash would like to. Ash and Henry are going to coordinate. So since they're already coming up and they pretty much are going to see us, when Henry's going to step out, grab Ogden, and cast Dimension Door. But when he casts the verbal components of the spell, Ash is gonna be like, I could just yell. I'll just yell over them. They're gonna find us anyway. Everyone cool? Just mask it. Right. We're up here! And he'll just yell when Henry casts the spell to drown it out.
So Henry and Ogden plane shift or dimension door into the captain's quarters, which is about 15 feet left of the current tiny hut that everyone else is in.
But the doors are closed, right?
Correct, the door's closed.
Okay.
And yeah, the 2 fiends and the spine devils kind of get up to the deck of the ship and they see this just tiny hut. They can't see it. They're like, "Oh, there must be people in there."
Figured that one out by yourself, did you?
Volcairn, we found them.
Only took you 10 minutes.
And
just about 10 minutes. I want the opaque color to be black, and I hope it's right up against the door of the captain's ship so they can't even open it.
Based on the dimensions of the captain's quarters on this ship, where you are, it's a relatively small room. She has another area in the ship where she would go to do stuff. So yeah, it kind of fills up the entire interior of that little room.
But she's got a rompus room.
Yeah.
I like that.
And you all from the tiny hut can see that big armored figure with his manticore start walking back into the cave.
Oh, fuck.
Can't see shit in here.
Now we are.
Can't see out the window. What the hell's happening?
Now we are separated from the
pokes his
person
head out
who
to look
can
up the window.
teleport us out.
And yeah. And then eventually a couple minutes pass and the armored, actually not a couple minutes because he's pretty quick. The armored individual gets up onto the deck of the ship with the manticore kind of just prowling around the exterior. The manticore is kind of walking around the exterior of the tiny hut, kind of just like a cat that's cornered a mouse. It's kind of just walking around the tiny hut. And he looks at the incubus and the succubus and the fiends. He's like, "Go back to the crucifix. I can wait." And they both nod, and they fly out of the ceiling that's completely just destroyed, with the spine devils leaving this armored individual and the manticore the manticore still just pacing around the exterior of the tiny hut, and the armored individual just kind of standing there looking in.
Can anyone communicate with Henry and Ogden?
Where are Henry and Ogden?
Fuck.
He's standing 3 feet away from us now.
Baxter raises his hand. And then he does one of these. And then speaks to Eclipse using the message cantrip.
Yeah.
And then he said, "I can do this, but it cannot leave the hut. Because the hut blocks all magic."
Henry?
Yes.
Do you need a break? Do you need to rest?
In terms of spells, yes, but in terms of I'm feeling quite well in terms of injury.
Well, I regret to inform you, if you're going to be staying up,
That's
we'll
where
see.
they are then.
See you. I'll see you in 4 hours.
And he leans back, opens up the door, and pulls it open, and just kind of turns and goes,
Simple.
"Well, hello there."
Just a black bubble.
Yeah.
It's like it's.
And Ogden and Henry, you guys can both see the manticore kind of walking around the outside of the other tiny hut, just looking into it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I go full Qui-Gon Jinn and just knees, meditate, wait. Full on Qui-Gon.
Baxter's getting drunk.
Can we just take a short rest here, real quick?
Hasn't
I'm
been an
doing
hour
it.
yet. We're going real time. You're not going to just time skip with this part.
Oh, I'm full on Qui-Gon, starting to meditate.
Okay.
Same as Baxter. All right. Well,
Oh boy.
let me know in 7 hours or so. Or he's actually going to message this to Eclipse. Just remind me in 7 hours I can just do this. I can just keep doing it. So.
Okay. Is the manticore directly outside the bubble, or is it a few feet away?
It's a few feet.
Okay.
Is the guy like how close is he to the?
So, you're most likely dealing with the guy who you guys fought in the fungal liches area.
Mhm.
Is one of his brothers.
Mm-hmm.
You would probably remember that this guy can only be killed by the dagger that Noose currently has on his person.
Right.
Should have gone to the Feywild.
What was the deal with bodily injury for him?
Works. He might be immune to stuff, but he can only be killed with that dagger.
Right. I'm trying to. Do I remember what happened when he was brought to 0 hit points? He just went unconscious for
You
a bit.
remember what
Right?
happened to his brother, but not this one.
Okay, it might be different. All right. Okay. So how far away is that manticore, real quick?
It's about 10 feet outside the bubble, just walking around. He's like, I think I need to call someone to help me out here.
If it gets within 10 feet, can I just stab it with the trident?
Reach out and
or
stab
the
it.
War Weaver? Yeah.
Sure, make an attack roll.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing, but I'd have to leave and then go back in.
Mm-hmm. I got a reach weapon.
Yeah.
All right. 18.
18. That hits. Roll damage.
13 damage.
You just stab into this manticore, and it goes, and it just locks eyes, and it steps back a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And the individual with the maul just goes, well, that settles it then.
Oh, fuck.
And he snaps his fingers, and the manticore disappears.
Mm-hmm.
And he just turns and starts to walk away.
Okay.
And he disappears, and he leaves the cave and disappears from view. And as you guys are sitting in these tiny bubbles, you can get the benefits of a short rest. I will allow it.
Okay.
Thank God.
Because it's been about an hour or so. So you guys are free to converse if you need to. Figure things out.
I'm just gonna roll some hit dice.
Kelwyn's just like, who the fuck was that?
Good question.
Kelwyn's in the tiny hut with, it's Kelwyn, Eclipse, Leah, Henry, Ash, Monkfish, Joseph in that tiny hut. And then Ogden.
No, Henry's over in my hut.
That's right.
In the Ogden hut. I don't know what he's doing, but again.
Baxter's in this one, and then Ogden and Henry are in the other one.
And Joseph.
Yes, Joseph's in that one?
Or no, Joseph's in the one with Ash.
Yeah. Well, he's gone. Never mind. Dumb idea. I was going to suggest looking through the ship to see if we could find anything down below that might be of use, but...
Ash is gonna look at the floor real quick. How is there space between the floorboards?
Nope.
They're like watertight right up next to each other? Okay.
And anyone else saying anything to anyone else? Silence for an hour.
Real quick, does Baxter or Ogden still have their special eyes?
I am currently meditating. Or Ogden is currently trancing.
Baxter's lasts an hour, so if this is happening before the short rest, then yes.
This is happening during the short rest, is how I'm ruling it. So.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like when the guy walks away and vanishes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, he doesn't vanish. He doesn't like disappear. Sorry, he just kind of disappears from your view because he leaves the cave and rounds.
Oh, okay. I thought he just like
no.
Okay.
Just left the cave, then got to an area where there's just no eyesight to see.
Oh, he left the cave though, so he's like at least 400 feet away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back up to
Oh,
full hit
what was that?
points.
Never mind. I was gonna ask if he when I thought he had just vanished, I was like wondering, did he teleport or did he turn invisible and is just sitting here listening to us? But if he just walked away, no.
He pulled it back and just walked away.
Yeah. Well, now that all of that is on the table, I might have some things at my disposal.
It is possible. He mentioned he was going to have to call somebody. It's possible that... Can other magic take this down?
Not that I know of, I don't think. And I'll just start thinking.
You would know Dispel Magic is the only spell that could do it.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. Oh, not as rare as one might think. We got lucky that one of them didn't have a fairly rudimentary spell that could remove this. So we need to be ready.
Right, yeah, if he's calling in a spellcaster, this could be a very impermanent solution.
Yeah, or we could just, I mean, I'll look around.
For what?
Is there anything? Anybody, any bad guys visible at all?
No.
I mean, we could just consolidate.
What do you mean?
Like, go to a different part of the ship, or... And then that way, Ogden can teleport us out whenever he is able. Would also buy us time, but I don't know if we have that much time for him to prepare such a spell.
Yeah, it depends on if that spellcaster shows up and dispels these before he gets enough rest.
Of course, when we have many exits to this cave, we could just run.
That's true. Let me think for a second.
Could I, while they're talking, could I make some sort of check to figure out what the Stygian cross is?
Nope, because you have no idea what that is.
Great. Cool.
How many people do we have that can cast polymorph?
I can't.
Oh, that's right, you're here. Never mind. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We've got 9 people.
Yep.
Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Kelwyn,
Yes,
Joseph,
9.
Josephich, 9 people.
Yes, 9. Okay.
Just enough for all of us to fit into a tiny hut.
Yep.
Any more and it would not work.
I was trying to think if we could have multiple people cast polymorph, turn a few of us into very large things, and then Henry could cast fly on those very large things. We all climb onto those people's backs and then fly out of here.
But the fiends have wings. Couldn't they just chase us?
I don't see them around here right now.
Right.
But yes.
What about water breathing?
Potentially.
We could just swim it. I mean, from what I've heard from you, some of the greater dangers of the sea have been conquered.
Well, I suppose there's still quite a few great dangers of the sea, but you make a good point.
We could just swim out.
Why don't we try to find the defenses that the ship had?
Well,
that Ash was trying to scream to.
I was angrily whispering.
Sorry? The ship... Huh? It has
Baxter wouldn't know this.
defensive?
Baxter wouldn't know this. Noose would, though. It was the ship can conjure winter storms.
Mm-hmm.
And also, it is currently winter. The ocean is frozen. The water where you guys are currently is frozen over.
Oh, I thought that was because of the ship.
Nope.
I thought it was
It's winter.
already...
It's winter in this continent.
It's like the dead of winter.
Right, yeah.
Could I try to pray to Pipshin?
You can certainly try.
I'm just gonna sit against one of the walls of the hut, or the wall of the hut, and just say, "Hey, Pipshin, it's me again. I have my soul back. And I was just wondering if you could, give us a little hand here in this situation. Currently trapped in a ship in a cave, surrounded by demons and devils. Just looking for a way out for all of us. Preferably to the Feywild, possibly. Say hi to Nice for me. Tell him I'm sorry. Yeah, and that's what I pray to Piption.
Roll me a religion check.
Net 1.
Garrett!
Oh wow.
You said it and then it happened.
Yep.
It's a natural 1.
Oof.
I felt it. I felt it in my bones.
Yeah. You pray.
Yeah, you see. You really
I
felt
blame
it.
that on Garrett. I blame it on Garrett.
Uh,
Garrett's fault.
you pray and yeah, there's no answer.
Yep.
Minutes go
Cool.
by, they tick by, no answer.
Cool. Well, that's my one idea. Other than, just getting rid of the gangplank, but they have wings.
Leah's gonna look over to where Eclipse is praying over there.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
like-
so hard. Just failing.
She's gonna go over there and sit down next to her. She's just gonna say, "Do you want me to turn into a little bird and go see if I can see anything? See how many are there? Because if the situation's worse, at least we know it's worse."
It's actually not a bad idea.
But they could see you and shoot you down pretty easily as a bird.
Are they going to care if she's a little bird though? If it's a little bird just flying around?
It would be fantastic if she just left like this is us with a check at a restaurant and people just leave one by one.
Peace!
And then there were none.
See you guys.
And then it was back.
Each person's like, I'm gonna go out and
What?
scout. I'm gonna go out and scout and just.
Don't worry, I'll be back.
Until it's just one person. It's just Ogden and Baxter sitting there like, I don't think they're coming back.
You
I'd
might
wake up to it. Everyone's gone. Good.
So I can't remember how well we know each other, Leah. I don't think it's too well. I think you met me the day I died.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Or the day after.
I recommend it be a winter bird because it is winter on this continent.
Thank you. That's a very good suggestion. And Leah will go over there and give him a little hug.
Thank you.
She's still Leah.
You smell like rot.
Oh, that's the mushrooms. It's a nice earthy aroma.
Okay.
If she wild shaped in the hut and she left, does it end or no?
No.
Okay. Just the magic thing going on.
No.
Okay. So she is going to wild shape into a winter bird.
What kind of winter bird?
Uh...
Canada goose?
Oh god, it's a goose! Run!
+5 to melee attack. Oh my god. Oh.
The devils are just like, run! It's a goose! Run!
We'll say
Just the goose from the
It just
unnamed
turns into
goose
untitled goose. Yeah? Just turns into untitled goose.
He's have a fear aura, right?
we'll say it's a sparrow. I think sparrows are winter birds.
Everyone, I have an idea.
You'll start making
It's a little
unholy
risky.
honking noises.
There would be a 10-minute window where we would be vulnerable. But otherwise, it could work.
What's the thought?
I can create a very large illusion that the huts are still up when they might not be. And they might think we're still inside, and we can just be walking away.
What if any of these fiends have true sight, though?
What? Do they?
I don't know, but some powerful ones do.
Great. Hopefully the powerful ones won't come. Either way, we're giving ourselves some time to run.
And Leah, you did turn into the bird, right?
She was like, Baxter just said that, and she was like, "What?" And she's like, Leah's just waiting for Baxter to finish.
But how about we consider all of our options? Let's let Leah go scout out, see if she finds anything useful, gather more information. If she doesn't, we have that plan.
Yeah.
But let's make sure we know all our options while we're still relatively safe for the moment.
Yeah, and I should see if I can't stab this part of my brain that has that spell, because I realize it's useless.
It's a good effort, Baxter, and I'm just gonna like give him a pat on the shoulder.
Yeah. Thank you. Drink.
Oh.
And as Baxter,
How's Baxter's bottle doing?
Yeah, how much has he been drinking during this like hour or so?
He's a noble, so
All right. Yeah.
so he's been taking, anytime he's upended it, it's been like not a full mouthful, no. It's just been like the enough to maintain that enough fuzziness that he doesn't go too deep into thought.
Okay. So Leah, are you wild shaping then?
Yep.
Okay. So you wild shape into like a little sparrow.
she just goes and like flutters on Eclipse's shoulder for a second.
Monkfish goes wide-eyed when he sees a sparrow. No, he doesn't.
A putty tan.
Eats her, explodes her stomach.
All right.
And
Monkfish looks and goes, "Thuffer and thuckachash."
So yeah, you wild shape into a sparrow.
and she is going to like hover in front of everybody's like faces, just kind of like a little bye, and then she's gonna go fly out the tiny hut.
You guys just see a little sparrow tweet, 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 fly away, and never come back. So Leah, as you fly out of the cave, as you get kind of more height, based on everybody else, compared to everybody else, a little bit down this coastline, you see something that I am very excited to reveal. You see a 350-foot tall, jagged iron, like reddish, rusty almost looking, jagged iron crucifix embedded in the sand and anchored into the sand with hundreds of chains. And there are hundreds upon hundreds of fiends, just because you're from the distance and in your height and stuff, you can see hundreds of fiends kind of just patrolling the base of this massive crucifix.
Guess we know what the Stygian cross is now.
And as you're hovering there, Leah, you see all those chains kind of shoot up into the Stygian cross, and the Stygian cross starts to lift up out of the sand and start to fly. And as it's flying up, you can see humanoids that were probably like living in nearby settlements in the Goliocran forest that weren't like undead and creepy, getting sucked up into the base of this cross. And going inside.
Like the bottom just like opened up with a trap door and just started vacuuming people
Bring it
out of
up.
the woods.
Yep.
Okay. As she's flying around, like, she's going like a little closer to it, but she's trying to look to see if she can still see the succubus, the incubus that like she saw before.
They're nowhere in sight.
Okay.
And neither is that armored individual and his manticore.
Okay. How? Okay, she's gonna get. Well, she's gonna go in a little closer and try to get a better look at this.
Alright, it's a good like 600 feet away.
I got 5 hours of wild shape. It's fine.
Okay. What's your fly speed of the sparrow? We'll say is like 40 feet. Fuck it. And you just start flying towards it. Tweet, 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 tweet. And you can see fiends kind of roaming around on the beach, kind of like looking around. More and just bodies getting sucked up into it. And as it's getting like people are getting sucked up, a lot of these fiends just start disappearing, like they're plane shifting. Each and every one of them are just like not plane shifting, sorry, teleporting. Just and yeah, you see this cross kind of just hovering over the forest, and as it's hovering over the forest, people are just getting pulled up from the forest and going into this large crucifix-esque flying contraption. And you get closer, and again, 350 feet tall, and it's just made of jagged, rusted metal. And from the inside, it's pretty audible. As you get closer, you can hear screaming coming kind of from the base of the flying contraption. And it's not long, persistent screaming. It's like a subtle, like, ah! And then it just gets cut short.
Ooh.
And as more and more bodies get sucked up into it, it looks like it's getting a little quicker, like it's possibly using these bodies as fuel.
The direction it's going in
Mm-hmm.
it's obviously it's going away from the cave.
It's actually coming towards the cave. It's going over the forest and coming towards the cave.
Leah's going to start flying back when she realizes it's picking up speed and coming towards us. But she's gonna she's not gonna stop midair then go back. She's obviously gonna fly and make it not look obvious.
Okay.
So then she's gonna fly back to the tiny hut.
You're also a little sparrow. The chances of someone seeing you that high up is pretty unlikely. But you fly back, and while Leah's gone, what's going on inside the tiny huts?
After about 5 minutes, Eclipse is like, all right, Leah's dead. We gotta think of someone else.
What? It's been 5 minutes.
He could have someone could have.
Oh,
seen
for fuck's
her
sakes!
And shot her.
Kelwyn's eyes roll into the back of his head. Leah, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Can you scry from inside the hut?
Magic won't affect the outside or the inside.
Never mind. I can't scry on her. I would have scried on her and let you know the situation.
Right?
Yeah.
We've been doing so much Liamon's research this episode too.
I can scry, I can send a message, I can...
Not outside the hut though.
No, it would dissolve the hut, of course.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not weighing in. I'm over the other hut.
If we are strapped for time, hut won't matter anyway.
If only there was
there's
some
a
way...
message of...
Sorry.
What is that?
I was gonna say, if only there was some way to make the boat fly.
Yeah.
How much time has passed? Have we changed VHS tapes if we were watching Titanic yet? Or
I think we'd be right at
Leah's
the
been
cracking
gone.
of the ship. Spoiler alert.
I mean,
Leah's been gone for 10 minutes. And total, we'll say, just for the sake of things, you guys have been in the tiny huts.
2 hour and a half?
For an hour and a half.
Cool. I'm gonna be doing more casting of things for people that I have access to. So I'm going to be making... I'm going to be doing telepathic bond for one. Getting that on everybody in my peripheral.
Okay, so that's...
perimeter.
Eclipse, Joseph, Monkfish, Kelwyn, Ash.
Yeah, I can get everybody in there.
Yeah.
It's up to 8 willing people.
You just can't get the ones that are in the other hut.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be doing
because
that.
she's gone.
Right. Well, if she comes back before the end of the spell, then I can get her.
While we're in the hut, Henry's gonna poke his head out and say, "Does anybody have any strong feelings one way or another about me scouting out the ship and looking for, the inside of the ship and looking for potential defenses?"
I'll go with you, Henry.
Well,
2 are better than 1, and I'm pretty stealthy.
That's true. Stay nearby. I was planning on being able to pop back up if anything bad happened.
Sounds good.
All right.
We'll just walk below?
Yeah,
Or
go below. Yeah, walk below deck and start looking for.
So Eclipse and Henry are going, or is it just Henry?
I think Eclipse is coming with.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And Eclipse does
just
have
looking-
the telepathic bond on her, so you can communicate. Okay.
Can
So
I
if,
communicate to people through the hut?
Oh. No.
Okay.
But Monkfish could just lay down with his head outside the hut.
True.
Yeah, that
as a
would work.
as a receiver.
Yeah.
The antenna, the old antenna.
And he just
Yeah, monkfish do that. If
Well,
you see anything
Ash
coming,
could too.
just
No,
someone
let's make
pull him back
monkfish
in.
We're gonna
just
die.
Ash will just keep his hands on his ankles, so that if we see him coming, we just yank him back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Henry and Eclipse, you guys. So this is a huge ship. So
Right.
So it didn't have a stat. So there's actually not a stat block for this on D&D Beyond. There is technically, but not for this one specifically because it has extra floors. So you guys go down the first floor and you see a bunch of hammocks where the crew sleep, and that's about it. But there is another set of stairs going down.
Let's continue onward then.
All right, so you guys
After you.
ascend the staircase. And what's up?
Nothing. Go on.
And
Sorry.
you guys descend this staircase. And it looks like it's like a war room almost. There's a huge table with a map displayed on it, and there's like little wooden figures, kind of displayed across this map, like other ships, and settlements. And there's also red wooden figures set on this table, of like a demonic prince-looking figure of Asmodeus, kind of set on different settlements of the world, just kind of placed in. And it looks like each of these little Asmodeus figurines are set in on prominent cities, like massive cities of the world. So Dombre Cove, Cala de Cuervos, Anundial City, Stone Sun.
Henry's gonna take a second. He's gonna take the ink pen out of his pack. Is the map like pinned down to the table?
Yeah.
Is it something I can roll up?
Yes. And no,
Okay.
you guys actually hadn't searched the ship yet. You just searched the top deck.
Henry is gonna go on the map and really quick find all the ones that have the devil figurine over them.
Okay.
And just circle, basically just circle all of those.
Okay. So
And then you said there were other figurines too, right?
there's ships, other ships. Mostly the pirate ships.
Okay. Do those look like they've been placed? Those are just scattered throughout the ocean, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's dust on them, they haven't been moved in quite some time.
Okay, so those ones are probably
Not up to date.
not up to date. Yeah. Okay. So I'll circle all the cities that have the devil statues on them, brush everything off, roll it up, and then take it with,
Okay.
and then continue searching.
All right. When you pull the map off the table,
Mm-hmm.
You see arcane carvings into the table.
Oh man, Ogden would have loved to see this room.
Ogden would have loved to see this room.
Who said that?
Hi, it's me, Monkfish.
Monkfish.
Oh.
As a receiver.
I'm receiving. Ogden, you're in a room you'll really like.
Is he shouting that to the other bubble?
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm just I'm
It's
trancing.
like-
Just
Um,
meditating.
No response.
All right. I'm gonna. You said there were runes etched. Or you said they were etched into the table?
Yeah, carved into the table. It's
Okay.
like a stone. It's a stone table.
Okay.
Or no, I said wooden table. Sorry, it's a wooden table
Yeah.
with runes carved into it.
I look around to see if I could. This is a war room, and there's
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look around and see if I can find any charcoal.
Looking around, investigation check.
Okay.
With advantage because Eclipse is here with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Trying to make what's it called? An impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Definitely helping with that.
it's a 15.
15.
Mhm.
It looks like in the commotion,
Mm-hmm.
a little cup of charcoal and writing utensils got knocked off the table and is currently on the floor.
Okay, I'll pick one up. I'll take the map, unfold it again because it's big enough to cover all of these, and I'll flip it upside down.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna take the charcoal sideways and do a rubbing of all of the runes.
Okay.
So I can bring that back up to Ogden.
Sure.
Could I try to get a feel, see if Monroe is anywhere in this area? Considering that Malchine is now on this plane, she might come back to her ship.
Monroe dead as fuck.
Okay, yeah, but Asmodeus took her body and he might have resurrected her. I'm just being cautious, Justin.
Can't blame a cat who's been disintegrated by this other dragon person being a little bit skittish.
No idea how you can detect that without magic.
Okay. Could I
That's
use
fair
light?
too.
I don't know. My Arcana is a +0. So.
Yeah, you have no way to
Great,
tell that.
cool.
Pipshin, is anyone planking me?
Yeah, a Pipshin is the lady who disintegrated me here.
While when you're done making your impressions of the goblin, would you mind running this up to Ogden for a moment so he can take a look at it while we continue to search?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I could toss it into the hut. Yeah,
No,
because I can't go in.
Oh, that's right.
As you say, it's the hut's gonna
object. That's right.
It'll be.
Never mind. I'll do. I forgot. You can't. Well, I suppose you can put it outside, and then he can grab it. No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
As Henry's the only one who can.
They're talking about.
I mean, I guess I could.
They're talking about throwing something at Ogden. Doesn't seem.
So glad that Ogden is trancing right now.
Doesn't seem highly appropriate given the situation.
You right? All right. Henry will come up the 2 flights of stairs and then stick his head back in the hut.
Yeah, you see Ogden trancing.
Ogden, there's some runes in a circle on a table downstairs. I don't know if you can be aware of things while you're trancing, so if you can read this.
You're just draping something over my face.
No, I lay it down in front of you.
Oh, great.
Lay it down
Just
on the floor
spread it out.
Ooh. Actually, now that I think about it, when Henry looked at them with his ability to read all writing, did he glean any information from that?
Are you proficient in Arcana?
Let me check. I think the answer is no.
You're proficient in the language of Arcana.
Okay.
You would decipher them as spells. You can easily read, these are both spells. You can cast spells with this. I know. But
it'd be I would get the vowel or the syllables of the incantation.
Yeah, but
you're playing Taboo.
But not but not like the what they do.
Yeah, so when Henry looks at it, he'd be able to be like Al Murashakana Shakakan Velokash.
Yeah. They're both written. Both the spells are written in Draconic.
Okay.
I can read Draconic. I can. If he reads it out loud, I can translate it into Common.
But you're not there.
Well,
but you're also
understand it.
But Eclipse is also at the table, and the runes are in the table.
Yeah. So if I'll wait here until Henry comes back. Just kind of glancing around the room. Can I look for any of Monroe's journals in this room? See if she wrote anything.
Doesn't seem like they'd be in this room.
To find.
Doesn't seem like they'd be in this room. There are there's another floor down.
No, I want to stay.
Oh wait, sorry, no. There's
back.
actually there is another floor down, but there's a door on the far west area of this room, and it's a big ornate door, and it's kind of got a visage of Monroe actually carved into the wood on the door.
Okay. Could I investigate that door for any traps?
Sure, give me an investigation check.
14?
14.
Oh wait, I can't roll lower than a 10, so that's an 18.
18. Appears safe.
Okay. Can I just poke it?
You poke the door and it feels like wood.
Great. I'm gonna see if it's locked.
It is unlocked.
Is it in push or a pull?
It's a push door.
Okay. I'm going to open it and push it in, but stay in this room.
Okay. You open and push it in, and a really cold breeze kind of just comes out of it, and snow kind of comes out of the door and kind of rests at your feet.
Okay. Can I just look inside and try to gleam any? Just get a general look around.
Based on not really any sunlight actually penetrating the lower decks of the ship, it's pretty dark in there. Do you have dark vision?
I have dark. Yeah.
Okay.
60 feet.
And
I'm also gonna bring the orb up and cast light.
So you see a massive bed that actually spans the entirety of the western wall. The bed is about 60 feet long, and it looks like it's big for reasons. And in the middle of the room, there's actually a huge glass dome, but because all the lights are off, you actually can't see what's inside this dome. And the dome's half the dome is embedded into the floor, the other half is above the floor.
Okay.
And there's desks and bookshelves everywhere and stuff, and mundane weapons kind of on the wall.
Can I once again, I'd like to look for any of Monroe's writings or personal journals.
Investigation check. Well, that's happening. What's everybody else doing?
19.
19? Okay. Leah's flying back towards the cave.
Henry's gonna go back down towards Eclipse.
Okay.
Do we know if demons and devils ever need to sleep?
That's common knowledge. They do not.
Well, that's another spell I should just fucking get rid of.
And devils and demons are essentially the opposite of celestials, and celestials don't need to sleep. Devils don't need to sleep.
Okay. All right.
But doesn't mean they're immune to unconsciousness and stuff, but they don't need to sleep.
I have a specific spell called Dream, and it's fucking useless, so...
Oh, no, Dream is great. You can use that to communicate over very long distances.
I have Sending.
It lets you have like a full-on conversation at least. But yeah.
But, so yeah, anyone doing anything specific? Ogden, you're still trancing?
Oh, you know it.
Okay.
If devils and demons don't need to sleep, when they get sick, do they take NyQuil?
They don't take anything. They're immune to being sick.
Lucky devils.
Yeah. Oh. God damn it.
You guys hear a weird, muffled explosion come from Ogden's tiny hut.
It's Toot.
I'm kidding. It's a toot.
When I'm trancing my Toot.
All right. With that, then, Henry, you do get back to. You get to see Eclipse. You see her. She's standing in this dark room, and there's like a. Henry also has dark vision, so you guys both see a glass dome. Half of the glass dome kind of above the floor, and the rest of it looks like it's definitely beneath the floor, like it's embedded in the ship, but you can't see what's housed in this glass dome. And you see a massive bed built clearly for orgies, and bookcases and a bunch of other stuff, and Eclipse is kind of digging through the bookshelves.
Well, could you describe a bed that is clearly built for orgies, please?
Really good suspension.
Yeah, details, buddy.
Really good suspension.
Great, yeah.
Like the
Wait,
spring.
suspension.
Made of oak, not pine.
Wait, hang on. Suspension. Well, hang on. Let's discuss all of these. First of all,
Yes.
suspension meaning like a car's suspension,
Real good
or
springs.
Okay.
Oh,
It's a box spring?
honestly, I was thinking suspension like it was those anti-grab hooks that Baron Harkonnen has shoved into his body, just holding him up.
No.
And now it's under the bed.
Also, pine would be more springy. Oak is a very rigid wood.
And like little peninsulas that come out the end that people
Strangely
can straddle.
enough, the ship explodes. So
This is how it ends.
the bed is 60 feet.
Investigating an origin.
60 feet? Wow.
It's
yeah.
60 feet
What?
wide. It takes up the entirety of the width of the ship in this room.
That's not even a bed at that point. That's just like a gymnasium with a padded floor.
It's covered in there's about 25 or so pillows just scattered across it. Or actually, there's
That
way
seems
more
low.
than 25.
I was gonna say that
pillows.
seems low. That's like a pillow for every 2 feet.
Roll like 3d20 for pillows.
Hell yeah.
It's still not great. There's like 75.
how- okay.
There's 75 pillows of various sizes and stuff.
That sounds all right.
But the bed is covered in dust because it hasn't been used in a while.
Real quick, okay, 60-foot wide bed.
Yeah.
But like, what's the length? Is it still like the normal length of a bed?
Yeah.
Is it just like, so it's just like as if it was just like 30 bed, not 30. It was like
30. Yeah. Sure.
5 to 12 beds, just
Yeah.
like side by side.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Who wants to host a fucking rager?
But yes, that's the room.
If we ever get the ship out of
It's
here and
clearly
we
a
don't
bed.
have to save the world,
Looking at it,
first thing we're doing.
Looking at it, it's clearly a bed meant for more than like 10 people. But yes, there's the glass dome in the floor, and Eclipse is just rifling through bookcases, and you did not find anything.
Henry's gonna move up closer to the glass dome. So you said, okay, glass dome. You said like, so it's set into the floor like this ways?
Yeah. So there's
it's like a bowl-shaped depression.
It's like this. The top half is like this, and you can assume most likely the rest of the dome is probably under the floor.
Oh, so it's like a sphere set into the floor.
Yes. Sorry,
okay.
Can we try to like? It's hollow, so can we like try to wipe away what's covering it, or is the glass itself
Nothing's
an
covering
opaque
it.
texture?
Yeah, the glass is opaque. You just can't see what's inside because of how dark it is in here. Even with dark vision, you can't see what's inside.
I'm gonna look
Open sesame.
Nothing happens.
Smash it.
I don't know about smashing it. I've been told that this group has a very poor track record with smashing strange artifacts. So perhaps we should wait on that.
That's accurate.
They're talking about smashing a strange artifact built into the ship.
Don't do that! Tell them not to do that! Tell them not to. That's such a bad idea.
Henry says it's a bad idea.
That was Ash.
Oh, Ash said it's a bad idea.
Say it mentally, not out loud. I am Ash.
Oh. Bad idea. What?
Thank you, Ish.
This is so confusing. But based on the time it's taken, a little sparrow flutters back into the cave and towards the ship. And enters the tiny hut that she was allowed in before.
Would I have seen, like, as I was flying in, would I have seen anybody, like, on the deck, like, going down or not? Or no?
No,
Okay.
just two tiny huts.
Okay.
Well, no,
okay.
just one tiny hut.
See ya. Flying back in.
Yeah, you go into the tiny hut and you see Eclipse is gone. And your little sparrow just kind of in the tiny hut.
And Monkfish is laying on the floor and Ash is holding onto his ankles while his head is poking out one end.
The sparrow's back.
Leah first just kind of lands on his nose just to, like, bug him.
I'm a monk. I'll wreck your shit. He goes to
She just lets out a little tweet. And then she, like, hops down his body and, like, hops into the tiny hut. And then she ends wild shape. And she's just looking at, like, because there's Baxter, there's Ash. She's just like, we should probably get going.
What makes you say that?
There's a giant crucifix sucking up bodies, coming towards us, getting faster. The demons, they're disappearing.
Devils. Devils don't like to be called demons.
So are you saying we're all about to be raptured?
I feel like raptured is maybe too gentle of a term, considering the screaming that I heard.
Violently raptured?
Yeah, I mean, it's not enraptured, it's just raptured.
That's a good episode title. Violently
raptured.
Wait. What? Monkfish pulls his head back into the tiny hut. Okay, hold on. Pulls his head back out. Giant flying crucifix coming towards the cave, and he puts his head back in the tiny hut.
Sucking in bodies, Monkfish.
Oh my god. Sucking in bodies, Monkfish.
Woo! Okay. I'm gonna take Henry's hands, like, we gotta go.
What? Why?
Apparently there's a giant flying cross sucking in bodies and coming towards us.
Does that ring any bells?
For Carnifex, I'll let him. Actually, no, it wouldn't.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds bad. All right. Henry will take a real long look at this glass thing so that he can have Ogden peep on his memories with it later, and then he will take Eclipse's hand and dimension them, door them back up onto the deck of the ship.
Man, having a soul sucks, guys.
Okay, so
I totally would have smashed that.
You guys both dimension door onto the top deck of the ship.
Hang on, is Eclipse like a more moral person now because she's got a soul again?
That's my personal interpretation. We'll see how long it lasts.
Did we only get to play with real Eclipse for like 3 episodes before half soul Eclipse?
Yeah.
Showed up in a bit. Well, and 3 episodes.
No, I died at the end of the 3rd.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, if you're new to DMing, balance your encounters as well. Wagons might not be a good encounter for a low-level party. Anyways, you guys dimension door.
You almost had him.
Dimension door to the top deck of the ship. Just as you guys hear the sounds of engines and screaming getting closer to the cave.
So what should we do about that? Should we just run? What's the plan here?
Stay inside the huts and hope we don't get sucked up.
Here's the thing about that, given how large that sounds. What if it sucks up the ship that the huts are on?
Look at Leah. Was it sucking up objects or just people?
She saw the people for sure.
Yeah.
Did she see the trees or anything going up, or is it being selective? It seemed.
It looked like it was being selective. Like with that much force, the trees were like bending and stuff.
Yeah.
But it was just people going up.
It was just people, Eclipse. The trees were unscathed.
Alright, so in theory, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we should be safe inside the bubbles? Possibly?
I don't know how much stake I want to put in the bubbles.
Honestly, we need to do some type of extraplanar travel. Like, it seems like they know exactly where we are all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We can't stay here.
And the sound of those engines are getting closer and closer.
I'm gonna go over to the other tiny hut and just like knock on it. It's like, Ogden, we need you, Ogden.
Yeah, Henry went in. Ogden, did you get a chance to look at that those runes that I showed you?
Just trancing, right?
But you're aware when you're trancing, right?
Yes.
You are? Oh, well, I have been playing this wrong. Shit, I guess I had plenty of time to look at it while I'm just...
You did. And you're proficient in Arcana, correct?
Oh, you know it.
So you don't need to roll for it. Those runes, one, is a teleportation spell that teleports the entire ship, and it can be cast once a week. But it has to be done at the table. With the map on the table, you point where you want to go. The other one conjures a 60-foot ice storm around the ship, and that can be cast once a week as well.
We've got moves.
Alright, well, that's good, because we have a giant flying cross that sucks up people coming our way.
What now?
Yes, there's a giant 350-foot tall cross sucking up people out of the forest and rapidly approaching.
Oh, how seaworthy is this ship?
It just has the hole.
Still has a hole in it.
Pack that hole!
Kelwyn's like, oh, for fuck's sakes, I'll be right back. If I get sucked up, I love you guys.
What? Why?
Where are you?
That's Monkfish.
Where are you going?
Kelwyn's like, if I get sucked up, I'll
Wait,
find
where are
you.
you going?
Where are you going?
I have mending. I'm just gonna be crazy with patching up the hole.
Wait. I have a faster way. Here, wait. Ogden, did you have an idea?
Yes, we can go anywhere.
The engines
Where we want to
The
go.
engines are getting closer and closer.
How?
The screaming is getting louder and
How?
louder.
With the runes. These runes say the ship can go anywhere. I can use it once a week. I can also make that snowstorm happen. We should
All
go
right.
now.
Any votes on where we go?
Can it, out of time, out of character, can it travel in between planes or just anywhere on that map?
I said plane
Anywhere
shift.
on-
Did I say plane shift or teleport?
You said teleport.
Oh, sorry, it's plane shift.
Oh, but you said you had to point
well,
on
then
the map,
that makes
though, right?
the choice very easy for me.
Yeah.
Wait, but you said
you
you
have to point on the map, though. Wait, hold on. I'm getting mixed up.
Okay. Can we just, like,
Sorry.
draw...
Sorry,
I
plane
was
shift.
like,
Plane
there's
shift.
a-
Draw a circle and
Sorry,
say
sorry.
Feywild on the map.
Sorry.
I wanna
The
go
ice storm
there.
is not on that scroll. The ice storm is somewhere else in the ship.
Okay.
Fuck. One is teleport, where you point on the map. The other one is plane shift, but you have to know the tuning key of the plane you want to go to. You have to know, because plane shift, you need a tuning
Right.
key tuned to the plane you want to go to.
Does
So
Ogden know the
you
one
can
from
just
Feywild?
guess and pick, or there'll be some history checks to figure that out, because it's not super
I've definitely,
common knowledge
I've definitely read.
unless you like know the plane shift spell. You actually have to know the
Mm.
tuning key locations of the planes you want to go to. You can't just go, oh, plane shift to this plane. You actually have to know how to tune the key to go there.
Like, I know that Ogden Boon has read about the Feywild. I think that we've talked about
Yes.
him extensively reading about the Feywild.
So I'll say you know that place as a location.
Cool.
But
Then,
yeah. And again, engine's getting closer.
yep.
Great.
Feywild then? Feywild?
All right.
Feywild?
Great.
Feywild?
I'll get
Feywild.
everyone
If
else.
Kelvin, if you can fix the ship, come with?
Yeah, good. And
All right.
he's like, how about I do that now?
Yeah.
Do it, yeah.
And he,
Yes, now.
He books
Come
it
here.
out and runs down the.
Henry will grab onto Ogden and just dimension door Ogden
Yes.
down to the table.
Okay.
So who else? Who hauls in the room?
Just you. And
Just us two. But then he's gonna go down to the table with one, and then let go, and then down to the inside of the ship where the hole is.
Okay. Kelwyn's just
And then-
casting mending like crazy. It's only 1 foot segments at
Per
a time,
minute.
so he's just like, oh god.
I'll buy you some time. And Henry is going to cast, is the ship dry dock so you can see through the hole?
Yes.
Henry's gonna hop out of the ship real quick
Okay.
so he can see the upper deck.
Okay.
He's gonna cast Arcane Gate, one inside
Smart.
the ship so it'll catch the water as it comes in, and then one on the front of the ship so it'll just fountain off the front end of the ship.
Oh, great! I could just cast mending from the inside.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. While this is happening, everyone on the top deck,
And then it'll dive back.
I'm gonna go
And
into the tiny hut.
everyone on the top deck, and everyone that is still standing outside the ship, which is Kelwyn, but everyone on the top deck of the ship, I need dexterity saving throws as the cross hovers above the cave and begins sucking up.
And the tiny hut provides nothing for that?
Who's ever's inside the tiny hut is safe, but anyone else anyone
okay.
who left the tiny hut is subjected to it.
So I think that's just Kelvin.
Just Kelwyn.
Because we're all still hanging out inside the hut.
Yep. This could be. Okay.
I mean, Arcane Gate can help for a while, and we could just like manually repair it until when we get to
Oh,
the
yeah.
Feywild.
And no
Oh,
one
yeah.
can see Kelwyn either.
Well, wait.
Rip to
'cause
Kelwyn
Henry
for
just
a
dove
second
through
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and there's a portal
See you, buddy.
now. Yeah.
Correct.
Oh wait. Oh yeah.
The DC is high though because this is a massive infernal thing. Kelwyn like grips tight on the side of the ship, and Henry, as you dive through, you can just catch a glimpse of his legs lifting up into the air, and he's holding on a piece of the ship. Just
Oh, I'm going as soon as action comes back to me. I'm gonna.
Do I know what's going on? And would I be aware that?
I'll
and
relay
would
that to everyone when I get in.
So, since magic is nullified by this, the people inside the hut wouldn't get teleported.
they would not.
Oh, wouldn't the whole?
So
'cause
No.
if the hut's on the ship and the ship gets teleported, wouldn't the whole thing? It could. Would it
Magic
teleport the
can't
whole-
pass through the
So
hut.
the tiny huts would just stay where they are.
Well, it can't pass through, but it wouldn't. I don't know,
It can't affect
it
creatures
would-
inside the hut.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it can't affect
Okay,
creatures
well,
inside the hut. So
is
that
there-
means if this is all happening, then like we would all need to jump out and then end up getting sucked up by this thing. Essentially.
No, I'm gonna from under the deck. If there's a sword or you said mundane weapons, I'm going to like in an apartment when you have a bad upstairs neighbor. I'm gonna start slamming it up into the ceiling and just going, "Get out of the hut and latch yourselves down, turds! We're flying! Get out of there!
All right.
Yeah, wait.
Make it enough!"
Do we have rope? Real quick, who's got rope?
You still have to make
I
deck
think-
saves, and the suction force is enough to.
I definitely.
If everyone's attached
it got
by
disintegrated with me.
if everyone is attached by some
Yeah, everybody
rope
attached.
and at least 1 or 2 people, hopefully 3, make their saves.
I've got an idea. I click the immovable rod in place, and I just start tying rope to the immovable rod and to everybody in the hut.
Yep.
Okay.
What is the movable rod touching the ship so that whenever this thing ports out, we'll teleport with it?
I'll stick it. I'll like put it so it's on. I'll tie a rope around it and then put it on the deck of the ship and then click it.
Okay.
I'll also hold on to it for good measure.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on to the mast.
The ship's.
Yeah.
Well, we're not near. Are we near the mast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not
Oh, we
far
are?
from it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
And this also has several masts, if I'm not
And-
mistaken.
You get the sense that this machine's not getting what it wants, so the ship is starting to lift up.
Oh dear.
Ogden, cast it now!
Okay.
Well, we're
Yeah,
all
Baxter.
like outside.
Yeah, once Baxter hears that, he drops the dome.
Okay. Fuck. I'm gonna need an initiative thing for this because that suction is instant, and that would be. So
well,
the
I mean,
hunter
like,
drops
I'm press. I heard Eclipse say do it now, so
Okay. All right.
if you need an initiative roll,
No, it's
I can
fine.
do
It's
that.
fine. It's fine.
But like, that's as soon as
All right.
Ogden now.
Are you hitting teleport or plane shift?
I
Oh, you're doing,
think
you have to be doing plane shift because you're not pointing on the map for teleport.
Yeah.
I think I was. Yeah, I think I'm plane shifting
And
to the Feywild.
Feywild. Okay, let me pull up something then to see what the days are going to be like there.
Hot, sticky. A lot of.
Okay.
For some reason, I imagine the Feywild as like
The good old Louisiana summer.
yes, 100%.
So, you guys drop tiny hut plane and do the plane shift at the same time, just as the ship goes rocketing up towards the base of this tower, and Kelwyn is still holding on the outside of the ship because he never got a chance to, clamber in.
Can Henry like shove the flail out the hole while he's to like give him something else to hold on to?
I don't want to let go. You get the idea? If you like.
Don't.
But
Real quick, don't resist. I'm gonna cast lightning lure on him and try and yank him in.
it's a tiny hole still. He wouldn't be able to.
Oh,
fit
is
through
it?
the hole. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Also, realistically, Henry wouldn't be able to get into the hole either. Whatever.
Okay.
But the ship is like rocketing up towards the base of this tower, and you guys can see like the suction inside of it, and you can see just like a bunch of weird holding cells inside, where hundreds and hundreds of humanoids are kind of stuck in these holding cells. And as soon as the ship's about to get sucked in and like just broken apart to get sucked in, it plane shifts, and that's where we're gonna take a quick break.
Ugh.
And I rolled for the time that a day in the Feywild is going to cost, so I'm going to write that down.
I love how we don't figure it out, or we don't find out until we get back.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we're going to take a break, so we'll be back here in about 5 minutes. Everybody, come back. Get drinks if you need to. And I need to figure out where the ship is going in the Feywild.
Hopefully somewhere wet.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really oceans in the Feywild. Well, there is, because the Feywild is technically the mirror of the material plane, but a little different. But anyways, we'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll see you all very soon. Oh, hi everybody. Welcome back. So, before the break, y'all plane shifted a ship to the Feywild. And as the spell goes off, the ship is just floating still in a massive swamp. and water is going into the ship, but then being expelled because of Arcane Gate. And you all are safe in the Feywild.
I'm gonna untie myself from the rope and then run down to the map room.
Okay, Ogden is standing there at the table.
I'm just gonna like hug Ogden.
We dead? Are we dead? Are we dead this time? Are we dead this time?
We're here.
We made it?
We made it.
Hey.
And now that plane shift spell for the ship, to plane shift the ship cannot be used for another week.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Are you,
I think Sam is muted.
Is that a week in material time or ship time?
Ship time.
Okay.
Are you, you ready to find Noose or my mom?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, we need all the allies we can get.
As
Kelwyn, are you out there?
you're swimming, and then oh Christ! And as you all
Slump, how deep is it?
I can't tell. Looks like what his voice is this? Looks like about a couple 100 feet.
Deep swamp.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And as you're all like
Yeah.
it's standing around the Feywild, you hear a little giggle, like, and everyone gets the benefits of a long rest.
Oh, thank
out of fucking nowhere.
Kitchen.
Does that apply to those of us who get portents after a long rest?
Sure.
Great, I'll roll those and let you know.
Anything that you get to re-up on a long rest, you get. So
5 and a 7.
I'll say aside from spell preparation, because you don't exactly have the time to do that.
Oh, nards.
Because it's just
Okay.
it's just a boom.
That's fair. Yeah.
It's like you get a shot of
Yeah.
adrenaline, just boom.
So maybe you and I will have a conference after the episode and figure out when I should.
The gangplank is still down. It's in the water, and it's just like
It survived!
Kelwyn starts like climbing up it. Just balls. Oh, well, everyone looks okay. I have work to do. And he descends below the deck to start mending the hole.
Mm-hmm. Let's go check in with the others.
But yes, we should. Let's do it. By the way, this room is excellent. This is a good room. I like this room.
Yeah, it's a pretty good room.
Yeah, it's a fantastic room.
Yeah. There's another one through the door over there.
Shut up! Is it cool as a map room? Is this map room? This map room there's another room that's just as cool as this map room.
It's cool.
Take a peek.
It might be a little cooler. No, it is cooler.
It's dark. There's no light in it.
Is it still cold?
There's still like a cool breeze coming out of it.
Seems like a normal room.
I mean,
I'm resistant to cold. Seems like a room.
I mean, it's covered in ice, but it's fine.
You know, I can also with that other rune, I can make it snow if we want. If we want.
Yeah.
Let's go talk to everyone.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah.
I don't understand magic at all.
But your cloak is so magical.
Yeah, I have a lot of magic stuff. I just don't know how it works. It's like, it works? All right, cool. I don't need to know why.
Same.
Mentally fist bump Ash.
Just we walk up the stairs. Everyone accounted for?
You
You
see Kelwyn passing you, walking down the stairs. Everyone's accounted for. He high fives you and then goes downstairs. I'm repairing the hole.
Thank you. We'll know it's done when the water stops dripping, I suppose. Looking at that. When the swamp water stops coming through that hole. I suppose, huh?
Yeah.
In the gate.
Yeah. And he just walks down and starts casting mending on the hole.
So here we are.
Glad to see you made it, Kelwyn.
Thank
Kelwyn.
you. I am out of earshot now.
No, Henry's still in the
Oh,
bottom of the
Henry,
ship.
I thought you were Ash talking to me for a second.
I understand we do have quite similar voices, so I can see how you would make that mistake. I've been told we sound very similar. I've been told we look similar as well, but I think that's because he's been turning into me behind my back and mocking me.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't remember much of him, to be fair.
Oh, that's right.
I remember seeing him at the fighting pit, being asked to fight, chickening out, and then the little goblin doing it instead. Speaking of which...
Oh.
Did he die or something?
Kelwyn's out of earshot. Oh.
Yeah, he is. He's speaking
Henry. Never
speaking
mind.
privately with
You're
Henry.
right.
No one can hear this conversation.
Well, there was well, there's a bit of a conflict, and I believe he punched Mr. Boon in the eye, and
How do you
then
read,
he wasn't.
How do you reach Ogden's eye?
I was wondering the same thing, but I thought it'd be impolite to ask.
This world has magic, okay?
So-
Everyone's hung up on a very small detail.
He summoned a spiritual weapon that was just a boxing glove on a spring and just punched him in the face.
And
with
it is canon that often Ogden Boon would try and get as close to
Yeah.
his height as possible
So
when talking to.
he's not dead?
I don't think so, no, but it's been some time. Things may have changed. I hope not.
Right. Who's the hairless Tabaxi? Oh, Monkfish. He introduced me for like a couple seconds.
Oh yes, that's Monkfish. We
I don't know. Who that
pirated a vessel that was a spice merchant, I think. He worked on it, and we pirated it, and he joined us afterwards, and he's been kind of just around ever since.
Oh, so you finally got into piracy. That was the whole point, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe we've actually done piracy 2 times, perhaps. Maybe 3.
Oh, yes, Henry, I remember you now. We have a common enemy.
Do we?
The Bellwinds.
Oh, that's right, yes.
They're the ones who turned me into a vampire.
That's right, now I remember.
Well, I'm not exactly 100% a vampire. I'm Dampier, vampire parentage.
I see. Wait, are they your parents then?
No, technically it is their fault, the reason I am like this.
Interesting.
One of the people they turned into a vampire sired me. And then
I see.
And through that siring, I was bound to serve the Bellwinds. And I said, fuck you, and left.
I see.
And I forget how you know them.
Well, I'm from that island, and I grew up there and worked there, and they're the ones that I was supposed to be reading the contract for that resulted in my current situation.
How aware are you of their current situation?
Not terribly, although I do know they were working with Velokash the Sly, who's the one that I believe decapitated you.
Don't remember that.
Probably a good thing.
I was decapitated.
Yes. Quickly, from behind.
And what of this Velokash?
We killed him right before we came back to you.
Nice. Was that you who did it?
Yes, it was. We did.
Interesting. Have you told the others about the Bellwinds? Anything about them that they should know?
Well, I didn't think it was necessarily pertinent. They were, we've never run into them, and they seem to only have I think I may have mentioned them once or twice, but they only really have a passing interest in me, as far as I can tell.
Do you know the Bellwinds are vampires?
Yes, that's come up once or twice.
Have you told them?
I think so. Maybe. So many things have happened, I don't quite remember.
It'd be awkward if a bunch of vampires show up and nobody knows.
That would be awkward, yes. But now we're in the Feywild, and I don't know if... Well, I suppose vampires can travel to the Feywild as easily as anyone else.
I have a hole to fix, but it was
Yes.
nice catching up with you.
You as well.
Jaime? Henry?
Henry, yes.
Henry. And just goes back to mending the hole.
All right, and then Henry's going to come back upstairs.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are on the deck of the Snow Minnow, overlooking this very, very large swamp. You actually don't see any dry land for a bit, and the ship is just floating in the surface of the water, unmoving. Monkfish starts hauling up the gangplank, and you're all sitting on the deck. You can see the swamp. It's lots of cypress trees and mangrove trees. And the water is kind of has like a lavender hue to it. It's green, but there's like a lavender like sheen to it. Kind of like the best way to describe it is, say you how you look at some car paint jobs and the color changes based on where you're looking and it's moving around. Effervescent, I think is no, effervescent's not the word I want.
Opalescent?
Like chromatic
Yes,
or iridescent?
thank you, Sam. That's what the water looks like. It's like so once the waves move a little, not waves, but like when the water moves a little bit, the green turns to purple and then it goes back to green. It's like a constant changing color scheme.
So, Ogden, I know we didn't get a chance to discuss this in private, but considering we're here now, maybe we should check in on a certain someone?
All right, truth time.
Glad you're saying it and not me. Go on.
I may or may not have let Noose escape.
What?
And his last known whereabouts were the Feywild, and he was helping protect my mother. They were attacked by Velokash, and Noose is currently in the wind, but my mother is still here, as far as locales go. So, if it is desired of me to be stripped of my current captain ranks, I understand. But I would like to just say that I would have done the same for any of you and expect you to do the same for me. Because if one person's excluded, then we're all not as tight a group. I'll always make the jury hung, and that's just who I am.
And I'm gonna be real right now.
Yeah.
The whole I feel like this should feel like a bigger betrayal, but with the whole we've been to hell, now we're in the Feywild. Asmodeus is on the material plane, and I just honestly can't summon the energy to get upset about this. So, I mean, I feel like I should. I feel like we should talk about this again at a later date.
And I look forward to that discussion.
Honestly, I'm just kind of happy that we know well, roughly that Noose is okay.
Grump.
Sorry, Ogden, continue.
No, Grump is not okay.
We saw the headless corpse. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real. I was sitting on that, and that was horrible to sit on. That was a gut punch for me.
You all also saw his head kind of nailed to that wall of trophies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and we saw that it was no longer being
attached to his body.
Fresh. Yeah, and not. So we know perhaps it got to rot and be fine.
So does that mean Noose never punched you in the face?
I mean, he could have. The hardest part about this thing was you guys won't accept that a being capable of religious magic couldn't summon the strength to punch a reedy bookworm in the face. That is a point of contention I'll defend.
I'm not doubting that he could.
It wasn't so much the fact that he could, it was more just the curiosity of the mechanics of it. Like, you're very tall and he's very not.
And also, why would he punch you in the face? He's like your best friend or something.
Okay, right? Semantically, I get it. I had to sell the story.
True.
Now that I think about it, honestly, I've never seen Noose punch anyone. I think I would have expected you, like, if he had flayed your hand with some sort of, weird hooked implement or something, that would be more...
The fact that he just used a fist in the first place.
You know what? You know what?
Pee on
I will...
Would Noose pee on someone? Do you guys know?
You know what I'll do?
That sounds more right than punching. I don't know if it's accurate, but it sounds more right.
The next time I lie to all of you, I am going to workshop it with you first, and then we'll get the best lie.
You're going to workshop your lie to us with us before you confirm your lie.
I mean, that's going to be the easiest way to get you all on the same page, I think. I mean, it's either that or probably not lie to you ever again. I think that's probably the best case scenario. But allies in the Feywild, we've got my mom and possibly Noose, and representative of a religion that is strong here.
Wait,
Eclipse?
Sorry, what did I miss?
What?
Hi,
I'm a liar, pants on fire. Noose is okay, and I've been keeping track of him, and he helped protect my mother.
I just told Kelwyn he's missing. I'll be right back.
Could you, Henry, before you go, could you ask Kelwyn to come up here when he's done?
Sure. Yes. All right. Yes.
Thank you.
How the fuck did this hole get like this? Wait, yeah. How the fuck did this hole get made? If the ship was dormant. Oh, hello, Henry.
Oh, the hole. We tried to melt our way out of some ice, but accidentally lit the boat on fire. And by we, I mean, I believe it was Leah and Eclipse.
Oh, the one who freed Asmodeus. Okay. That kind of tracks.
Yes. Also, Noose is apparently not missing, didn't punch Ogden, it was a ruse, and Noose is apparently here in the Feywild.
Do you want me to scry on him?
I think that the group asked for you to come back upstairs once you're done down here. That may have been their intention, though they didn't say.
Well, I am done.
Oh, perfect. Let's go. Good job. Oh, well, we can just like... Oh, wait, no, it'll... I was going to say we can step through the portal, it would launch us off the front of the ship.
You might want to put those away now.
Yes. Oh, end the portal there.
But that could be really
all right, back
useful
upstairs.
to flood someone's ship. Yes, up we go.
Yes, it would. Well, you have to be able to see the location of where it goes, but...
Could you put it inside somebody?
You have to be able to see... No, there needs to be room, but... I thought about, like, if they have those cannon holes in the side of the ship, if I can see through that, I could open one on the inside of that and one in the bottom of the ocean.
Interesting.
Or as deep in the ocean as I can see. Yes. Well, maybe it has to be a surface. I may need to sink something. We'll work on it. We'll workshop
and he
it.
starts walking up the stairs.
All right, yes.
Hello, everyone.
Kelwyn, great.
Hello.
The hole in the ship is fixed?
No, I decided to make it bigger. Yes, it's fixed.
Oh, missed your candid humor.
I can turn into a bat. Remember all the useful things I can do?
Yes. Speaking of those useful things, Could you attempt to either scry on or send a message to our good friend Noose?
I can attempt to. Let me look into some schematics, not schematics. Certain things.
Grime.
I also have these
First, you're gonna
abilities. If we want to keep this person's abilities for a longer period of time, I just need a quick quick rest in order to.
Can you send a
gain the
message to
spells.
someone you haven't met before?
I believe as long as you tell me enough that I am familiar with them, or show me
Ash,
a picture, or
Do the thing. Ash, do the thing.
Sorry, what thing?
Turn into Noose. You can do that, right?
Oh,
So
I
that-
suppose- oh, that's right. I can totally do that. Wait, does that count for like magic and stuff?
Your changeling ability?
No, I meant like if they've. Does it count as them like knowing Noose if they've seen me? Oh, we just want to know what he looks like.
Yeah.
I just need to be familiar.
Also, does this
with-
changing ability change your size?
It doesn't actually say. It just says you can change your like appearance and
Then
stuff.
I don't think.
I think.
So
Wait,
it'd
let
be
me-
like a.
It happened before. We did it when
Yeah.
we did the first big powwow, the first
I just
big
don't know if changelings
truth.
can. I'm not 100% sure if changelings can do that though.
It's
like
a really
s-
vaguely
yeah.
worded ability. Let me tell you.
I think I know
Uh,
it's better than
Looking into
Uh,
it,
As
Because
an
this-
action, you can
you're
transfer
still-
your appearance,
so you're still-
height, weight, facial features, the sound of your
Yeah.
voice.
because you're still playing the UA changeling. I don't think you've switched over to the
Oh.
official changeling yet.
Oh, is that okay?
Which is
Let
whatever. It's
me-
fine. It's been this long anyway.
Right. Oh, I didn't realize. I thought we. Okay, let me check the. I didn't realize that didn't change over.
Nah, it's not. It's unfortunately not automatic.
Aha. All right, good to know.
Yeah, you decide what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features.
Okay, so that's still the same text then, yeah.
Yep.
Same
yeah.
basic arrangement of limbs.
Yep.
That's the only restriction.
So you can
All right, so just. So Henry, Ash will shrink down. He'll make his clothes shrink with him
So you guys all
because
see. Yeah,
reasons.
you guys all see
And-
Ash turn into Noose.
Actually, I'll change the clothes to look like the last clothes I remember Noose wearing.
Okay.
Oh,
You can do that with the armor too that you're wearing.
That's why. Yeah, that's what
Mhm.
wow! I've never seen something so cute and creepy at the same time. Terrifying. Utterly terrifying.
Yeah, it's.
you
pretty,
should have heard his poem.
Oh yeah.
That was a noise he used to make.
Yeah, it's almost right.
I'm trying to combine a Scottish accent and a speech impediment, and it's not easy.
You fucking nailed it.
Imagine if like Noose showed up and saw this though.
Oh, hey,
That's a good
DM,
point.
You have the power to make that happen.
I'll back up to my normal size.
Okay.
All right. Well, yes, yeah, I'll take the lead on this one. I suppose
He also
what we want
loves
to do.
pranks. He's a devout cleric of Pipshin. What else, is this personal or just physical? What else do you need to know about him?
Oh, it seems about right. So you want me to scry?
If you
Oh.
could,
I thought it would have been easier because I've met Noose, or I thought it would have been easier because I met Noose, but.
Oh, I don't.
This
Yeah.
is how we're doing it.
Well, we figured. I believe Baxter's point is that if since all he has to do is take a short rest to be back up to fighting strength, we figured we could not exhaust everyone else's resources. Am I right, Mister?
That is exactly what I mean.
So I figured that's a great way to proceed. We certainly don't want to take away any of your sense of accomplishment or ability.
Okay, so for the purposes of this, then I will roll the Wisdom saving throw for Noose because he is currently not controlled by anybody.
Okay.
I just need to check something regarding him right now to see if something is still active. Look through everything, I just see troll scrotum sling. Anyways.
Yeah. Noose. Oh, noose.
Garrett, I sent you a message regarding this. I don't know if you remember.
I think that I'll have to look up the spell exactly. I don't think so, but we'll see. Dang it. There. Oh, nope. It's not up anymore.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Alright, let us begin. And I imagine that because I saw his likeness or picture, and I have secondhand knowledge, that means he only gets like a +3 to his save. Because getting the likeness makes a subtraction of 2.
Yeah, I need to double check Scry. There's a lot of stuff to scrying.
There is.
10 minutes to cast. Oof. So second hand would be you've heard of the target, which would be yeah. So you've heard of the target. That's a +5 to their modifier. The connection is likeness or picture, so it's +3 to his save on top of his wisdom save, I believe.
That's. I don't think this is gonna work. All right, cool. Yeah, I cast the spell. Kaploosh.
All right. So, for the sake of time and everything, Baxter starts to concentrate on the scrying spell, and Noose makes a saving throw. Oh, okay.
Any portents for Ogden?
He can't affect this with a portent, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you have to be able to see the person.
Yeah. Yeah, and also he already rolled. He's already been rolled.
All right, Baxter, what's your DC?
18.
The spell does not succeed. Rolled a 19.
I was about ready to tell you guys what Noose is doing.
Who are you who are so wise in the ways of Pipshin?
Kelwyn's gonna be like, do you want me to try? Just.
That'd be great.
I feel like this is an important thing to do, right?
Yes.
And I've met Noose, I've seen him, I've talked to him. Hopefully, we'll see. And that means this time someone else gets to roll the wisdom saving throw. With a +12. Because 9 + 3. Yeah.
Well, wait, but doesn't he have first-hand knowledge of Noose?
Oh.
Because they've met?
Right. First hand is, I think it's a little different. Like, there's certain things to, You're right. First-hand knowledge, Noose only has his +9 to... Actually, he knows Noose quite well, so Noose has a -5 to this save. -5, but then Noose still has a +3. No, just a -5 to... So Noose now has a +4 to his wisdom save for this.
Well, that's a big difference.
Yeah. So Kelwyn's gonna be like, okay, I'm going to try now. Everyone, I'll say out loud what I'm seeing, and that'll be Garrett saying it, so just bear with me. I might sound different for a little bit.
Yeah.
Magic is weird.
And he casts Scry. Noose, if you'd like to roll a wisdom saving throw, -5.
Oh, dang. Okay. Let's do that.
What level's Scry, by the way? I can't. I gotta find it on his spell list.
4th or 5th.
4th or 5th.
News fail.
Yeah, 5th. Okay.
Natural 1.
Total of... Oh, wait. With the +9 that he has.
Minus...
wisdom save?
But it's -5 to that.
Yeah.
It's a total +4, yeah.
So if I -5 to this total, that is a 7.
7.
Oh.
All right. Kelwyn's eyes roll like they roll back, and Garrett, if you'd like to describe where Noose is, because Kelwyn's DC is a 17.
Yeah, you see him in a forest of purple grass beneath the canopy. There's like some light coming in, but you see him just kind of working. You notice that he's not wearing that regular, like his usual armor anymore, like the stuff with the tendrils and stuff, but a lot of like bright colored hides and stuff that you'd see from creatures of the Feywild. So he's kind of fashioned himself some new stuff that just kind of fits in a bit better with with the environment. Yeah, and you just see him over a new thing, and he's doing his whole peel the skin, scrape the fat, eat the meat, cut the bone, and he's just going to town on something and just like happily like humming to himself.
And Kelwyn is just describing this as it goes, but he gets 10 feet of sight from this sensor, so he's going to look around to see if he can figure anything else out. So, yeah. Just look around and see the forest. And I believe if you get scryed, the target has to know if they're being scryed on. And that's what Kelwyn says, and then he just blinks back into...
So Noose is here.
Yeah, otherwise the spell would have most likely had a chance to fail, and it seemed like it wasn't as difficult to cast. So he's most likely here in the Feywild, in a forest with purple grass.
Did he look older?
I couldn't tell. If I remember correctly, you all said the one last... Was I dead at that point? No, I wasn't. Was I? I don't remember. No, I wasn't.
Yeah. When Noose left?
He's part Fey now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because he drank that fluid, apparently.
Yeah.
Summer nights.
So he's here in the Feywild somewhere. I have another thing I could do to kind of get more information if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great. But we could also send a message, I think.
That's
now.
what I was gonna do. Unless somebody else wants, unless someone else. It might be better coming from somebody who has not been dead to him, maybe, right?
Well, considering that he probably still hates most of us here present and doesn't know Baxter.
Well, he knows. I think he knows old Baxter, right, Baxter?
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, it does put us into a bit of a...
Kelwyn never met old Baxter either, though.
Yeah.
Laundry.
Well, I mean, if anyone's going to message Noose, maybe it should be, the one he was chummy with the most. Right? Like, hey, we're in the Feywild.
That makes sense. It's
we're fucked.
The thing is, I don't have a sending message.
Oh.
I don't have a sending spell.
Well, I can, assuming that this Noose speaks, I could send you as a messenger in one of his dreams.
That sounds just like Noose's speed.
But he's
as it shows here, I can.
But it seems like he's wide awake, right?
But he's also half Fey now, isn't he?
Well, he still sleeps, right?
Well, if he's maybe he's
I
not exactly
believe
a half
Noose
elf.
just kind of picks And I think sometimes he will and sometimes he won't. Like, Noose is just that kind of guy. And he's just like, I want to take a nap.
But
and sometimes he'll trance.
but we don't really know much about him when in his phase state, right? It wasn't long after he turned Fey that he boop. Well, how am I gonna know that? I've been dead. Oh wait.
Oh, okay. Yeah, here it says creatures that don't sleep, such as elves, can't be contacted by this spell. Though, I mean, Noose can sleep. Still, it's not prevented from sleep. So, yeah. Anyway.
So
Yeah, but we just have to like
that is-
time it.
Well,
if we just yell
don't
Noose?
even necessarily have to time it. You can just, I mean, if you've got nothing to do, we can. I mean, I can hold you in a certain state until he does fall asleep, and you will just automatically appear in his dream when he does so.
I also don't sleep.
You don't need to. You enter a trance state.
Great.
what if we just
Yeah.
scream Noose really loud?
Throw up a flare. Anybody have a flare?
No.
What if we clap?
I have
Does
a gun.
clapping work?
Clap if you believe in fairies.
Yes.
Flare.
Oh,
If you believe.
that might be bad here. I
Yes,
think.
yes. Don't mess
Yeah.
with the Fey.
No. Ooh. I have a potion of fire breath. I could blow up
That
fire
seems like
flare?
that seems like a waste.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh well, I mean,
Oh, why didn't I think of this before? Hold on.
Fireball into the air.
Russ, are you around anywhere?
Oh yeah,
Russ.
brother. It's been a while.
Oh, you been taking care of Mom?
Holy fuck!
Right?
It's Kelwyn.
Oh yeah.
And everybody else just hears owl sounds.
Right? He's good.
Oh no, wait.
He's alive.
I think we ruled it in the Feywild. Everybody can hear Russ's voice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck, Kelwyn. Oh, hello, Russ. Wait,
Right, that's what he sounds like.
this has been a hot minute, hasn't it? Yeah. What's up, brother? Ogden.
Hi.
What do you need, buddy?
So you've been with Mom. Can you tell us where she is?
Yeah, she's at the Rose Court.
Yes.
This
Great.
is Ash's first time hearing Russ's actual voice.
Yes, because Ash never went
Oh
to the
yeah, I
Feywild
wasn't there
with
for the
you guys.
Feywild. Yeah. hang on.
Yeah.
He kind of like swivels his head towards Ash, like 180 degrees.
Say something again real quick.
Howdy, fuckface.
Is
He's-
this what he sounded like the whole time?
Oh yeah, he's cool but rude. He's cool but rude.
Sounds like he should be a giant man in a weird hat trying to sell me, trying to
Beef
sell
sticks?
me cured meat sticks.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. I was very influenced by the gladiator pits as a child. I was forced to go, and I watched those.
Speaking of, where are we at on going and getting your dad?
Wait, we're going to get Latimer.
Is that tabled for now or what?
What?
Be cool, Russ. Be cool.
I'm cool.
It's-
Ugh.
You're so cool. You're so cool. Who's my little bird baby? I love you. There's only so much one mind can take. So
Yeah.
I prioritized us as a crew in the fact that I think we're the only ones who can perhaps defeat this. And I put the needs of the crew over my needs, because saving my dad is not... I mean, if the world ends, he's dead anyway.
How'd you get this ship in the Feywild?
I did magic!
Oh, yeah.
Right, plane shift spell. Did Noose mention where he was going before you guys were attacked, or possibly have you seen where would we find purple grass?
There's forest like that, a couple miles out of the Rose Court.
Oh, great.
But again, there's grass like that everywhere. But yeah.
Well, it's purple grass is kind of everywhere.
Kinda, but that's like the closest patch. Doesn't really stray too far from your mom. No, based on that promise Reno that he made with you.
I appreciate that. Yeah. Well, I think we're gonna start heading there then.
Baxter has never seen Russ. Because Russ went with the news basically at the same time. Oh, hey there, brother.
That's a devil bird.
Actually, I'm a fae.
He's a fae?
I'm not actually an owl. I'm a fae spirit that's manifesting as an owl.
Yeah, no, this is my familiar. This is Russ.
Yeah.
Icarus is his full name.
If I die here, though, I die. I had to look into some mechanics.
Oh, yeah. Machinus? We can go to Machinus sometime if you want.
Machinus. Whoa.
That'd be cool. That'd be tight as heck.
Man, it's been a while since we talked, Ogden.
Yeah, I miss you, bud. Oof.
Yeah, it's been like, what?
I don't know.
A week? Couple days? It hasn't been long.
It's been it's felt as if someone were to chronicle our lives into episode, it feels like woof. It's
definitely been about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks closest because of the Shade Road. Walking down that road cost a week.
Oh yeah. No,
It
it's
didn't
been at
feel
least
like a week. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been at least that. We dumped a ton of time, but I don't know how time's passing for you. We should maybe move on and try and consolidate our crew and maybe add one more and check in with Mom.
It sounds as though this news character is in a forest.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that a ship can.
Nope.
Oh, I think this is, as they say, in the serialized space adventures I watched once, this is an away mission.
Oh, you're doing Star Trek. I was going to go Doctor Who.
All right, so here's, if we find him, he has the bottle, right?
You know it.
So we could dump out our old ship into the swamp. Next to this one, if we find him, take all the stuff off the old one, put it on the new one, and put the new one in the bottle, take it with us.
Yeah.
Oh, but I liked the Void Maw, though.
It's cool. I mean, we can get it back. Like, we can figure out a way later.
Like,
But we can get both ships.
But wouldn't you rather?
Because we can plane shift back in a week.
Only one ship.
Oh, that's true.
That's right. We could put the Void Maw in a bottle, keep it with us on the ship, and plane shift.
Wouldn't you rather want to sail the Void Maw than the Snow Minnow? But this ship's bigger. It's got more stuff.
Yeah. And it generates its own storms. I appreciate. Boy, I gotta tell you guys, I'll come clean. I did have another surprise for you guys. Not a lie. This time it's just a surprise. But it's moot because Solspitza has been destroyed. I was going to pay the man at the shipwright to put it.
So Spitza destroyed?
Oh, I'm so sorry. What a horrible way for you to find out.
We need to stop dropping bombs on each other like this.
Okay.
I had the relative in Solspitza.
That's a bummer. I feel like we could probably point to any point of the globe right now and say it's been overrun with meteors.
Probably.
Yeah, well, everyone I ever knew was in Solspitza.
Well, this took a very
You know us now.
dark turn.
We're your friends now, Baxter.
I feel sorry for him.
I feel like we're a consolation prize.
I'm just trying to make the best of it.
I haven't resurrected anyone in a while. Well, I mean,
I'm just gonna quietly handing Baxter over a second bottle of that rum.
The people killed in that explosion aren't like permanently dead. If I get
they're just mostly dead.
Once I get access to like resurrection, through resurrection, I can bring people back. All I've got is revivify and raise dead. Let's have a party.
I feel like I should just speed through my surprise. I was gonna have a Tesla coil style mast put on so that we could cast lightning from the mast as an extra attack. But that seems cool, and now it seems like I'm just an insensitive asshole who didn't consider that people's entire ring of social ring was snuffed out in an instant. My bad. Shall we ready the away mission?
Well, I think we should think first.
Yes, I'd love to think.
Oh shit! Thank you for the raid of 12 people, by the way. What area of the Feywild are we in? Like, what area of the Feywild were you guys in before?
We've been to the Rose Court. Russ, do you know at all where we're at currently?
Well, we're nowhere near the Rose Court. We're on we're about 50 miles east.
Okay.
Rose Court's near the mountains. The ice mountains with a dragon, an ancient white, still sleeping in those caves.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
We are far east of the Feywild.
Right, so hopefully this swamp goes more than like 3 miles that way.
It looks pretty dead, like a lot of water.
Oh, like there is a lot of water?
Yeah. You have to sail through like mangrove trees, like swamps and stuff, but there's enough like width for the ship to go through.
Okay.
Should we begin sailing then?
Yeah, we finally got the thing into water.
Do we have oars?
You have oars, and there are also small lifeboats that can be taken to kind of once you have to get through narrower water.
Ogden, I am not rowing this ship.
No, I don't think
this is a massive ship. I don't think any one of us, even all together, could.
Oh, I think I see what he's thinking of though. That's a lovely idea.
Is he going to tiny servant the oars?
I go to tiny servant the oars, and if I cast it at 6th level, that means I can get 7 of them shits alive.
Does it say how big the object has to be? Because these are oars.
Oh, they are oars. It has to be tiny. If I can do a rock that could at least be sat in position and just do this.
Would they have a high enough strength score?
Yeah.
We probably have a bunch of oars. Right?
Honestly, but oars are relatively big. They're not considered tiny objects.
Yeah. So here's the thing. I want to attach ropes to cannonballs who are gonna jump off of a thing and then jump back and then climb back up and then go, so that the motion of it is them jumping off of a bench and then climbing back up to the top of it, so that the oar goes whoop, and then like goes back into the water, and they jump off it whoop, and then back into the water. It's not going to be super fast going.
Remember, Leah also she's controlling wind.
Good. Yeah.
Oh, then my whole thing's just a goof then.
This is a sailboat, like it can, propel itself.
Sail.
I honestly, I was more concerned about us traveling too fast and just ping-ponging off of, like...
trees.
Ding, ding, pinball. Pinball is what I meant. Like, pinballing off trees. So, that's what I was worried about. But.
I really feel like we need to upgrade Ogden to animate object at some point, so that he can, like... take a house and turn it into a monster.
I swear I gave you a spellbook that had animate object in it.
It might have. I'm just honestly, I'm so lousy with spellbooks right now. I don't remember all of them.
There's definitely one that has animate objects in it. I believe you got it in the.
Is that Thalron's? It's probably not Thalron's.
No, that one has a homebrew spell in it though. That rearranges.
It does.
That rearranges people's limbs.
That is fully pulled up in my menu and has been a back pocket spell.
I'm excited to see that one come out.
Oh yeah.
Let me just a sec here. Oh, my apologies. The spell that I'm thinking of that you got in the Dragon's Tower had Wall of Fire, Immolation, Arcane Hand, Creation, Dream, Magnificent Mansion, Seeming, Legend Lore, True Seeing, and Necromantic Singularity.
Yes, that was the homebrew spell. We also haven't really had a ton of extra time for me to like scroll shib into my book, so I haven't been just like languishing not getting my spells because I have to fill this amulet that takes 8 hours, and then I also have to make sure I sleep long enough just to get everything and I just was spending time. I feel like I'm making excuses right now for my shitty play. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. We also need a place for you to spend money to get like the ink and supplies in order to transcribe too. So I'm pretty sure civilization has collapsed at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I have like note taking ink, but I don't have like the ink you need.
You can make paper out of hides. So who knows who has?
Is that what you're saying?
Well, do you need paper, or is that like already in the spell book? I was never clear on that.
No, you do need paper and ink. Because the spell book, it assumes that you have, for instance, the your first spell book.
Mm-hmm.
It has all of like whatever you learned as your cantrips and like not even necessarily your cantrips, but your starting spells.
So to get
right?
things moving,
Yes.
I
won't have time.
Decent amount of people watching. Yeah, so that you guys can easily go west through the swamp water of the Feywild in your big warship.
Ash is better at steering boats. Ash, you should steer.
Right, up to the wheel then.
Leah was just like listening to Ogden get like super excited just what he wants to do with these oars and listening, and just Leah just kind of silently just starts casting control winds.
Oh, we're going.
There's no.
Yeah. Oh, this makes sense. This makes more sense.
The sails aren't down though.
I'm gonna go up and start putting down the sails.
Oh yeah, no, and I want to help put them down wherever I can too.
So as soon as the sails start to get lowered, Leah starts casting control winds, and the ship just starts moving to the west through relatively quickly towards the mangrove and cypress tree swamps area.
Leah was not going as fast as when they were out in the open water.
Yeah.
Very controlled.
Good idea.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out like up in the not the crow's nest, but just like that general area of high up on the mast.
Okay.
Just like hopping from place to place, just hanging out.
All right, Kelwyn's just gonna look around and go, well, there's more people now than I am used to, so.
There's a big bed downstairs if you want to sleep or, just chill out.
All right. So maybe there's some stuff I can read, and he just walks down.
Oh, if you need anything to read, I got history, anything.
Not the history fan, and he just walks down the stairs.
All right. I'll just go be inconsequential somewhere else. All right, bye.
Anyone else doing anything while you're sailing through the Feywild?
Baxter's going to do something quite dangerous, but the last he heard, his brother was still alive, and he hasn't gotten any word from his patron about anything. So he's gonna try the more direct route, and he's going to cast Contact Other Plane.
Okay.
You mentally contact a demigod, the spirit of a long-dead sage, or some other mysterious entity from another plane. Contacting this extraplanar intelligence can strain or even break your mind. When you cast the spell, make a DC 15 intelligence saving throw. On a failure, you take 66 psychic damage and are insane until you finish a long rest. While insane, you can't take actions, can't understand what other creatures say, can't read, can speak only gibberish. A greater restoration spell cast on you ends this effect. On a successful save, you can ask the entity up to 5 questions. You must ask your questions before the spell ends. The GM answers each question with one word, such as yes, no, maybe, never, irrelevant, or unclear. If the entity doesn't know the answer to the... or unclear if the entity doesn't know the answer to the question. If a one-word answer would be misleading, the GM might instead offer a short phrase.
Okay.
So he's going to cast that.
And who are you trying to contact?
His patron.
Okay.
He knows it's dangerous, but that's...
Does everybody else hear this, or is it just you?
It is a vocal thing, and he's probably just going to go to one of the hammocks below deck if there are some.
Oh, yeah.
He's just gonna do that and prepare himself for the worst.
Okay.
And the worst it was. He did not save, so he takes 66 psychic damage and learns nothing. And he is out of commission for until he takes a long rest.
Did you roll the psychic damage, or do you want me to? I got 66.
I just rolled it.
Okay.
19.
Cool.
19 damage.
Okay. So you guys just probably just hear like a "Ugh," and then babbling.
Oh, not again.
Oh, but he was downstairs, right?
Mm-hmm. Just the next deck down below.
Oh, okay. So we hear loud babbling?
Probably
Or
not.
no.
He's probably just like, yeah.
Baxter, while you're babbling, a head kind of pokes up from the floor below. You alright, Baxter? Right. Walks up. Everything okay?
Nothing is ever okay.
Don't be alarmed. And he puts a hand on your shoulder. And he's gonna use his second 5th level spell, his last 5th level spell slot of the day, and cast Greater Restoration. Just. You alright?
Yes.
What's wrong?
Yeah, nothing. I attempted to do something stupid.
He sits in the hammock opposite of you.
I'm trying to find my brother, but, and the one who usually gives me my abilities is, usually is actually quite, or they are actually quite, annoying, giving me small tasks all the time, but I haven't heard anything.
Do you mind if I ask who this entity is? I have some knowledge of some entities. Maybe I know of them?
The name is difficult to say and comprehend correctly. It's based on some of the tests I have done, it can drive some people mad.
Aren't we all a little mad? I just came back to life the other day. Well, today, actually. And don't tell anyone else this, because I'm not too sure on how it happened myself. But I heard Ash's voice, and there was a fiendish inflection to it, rather.
On Ash.
I don't think it was Ash that brought me back. I just think whatever he compelled to do so is present currently.
I know it doesn't have anything to do with it, but Baxter's mind just went to that crazy weird armor that went missing that one time after the dragon battle.
And I know we're dealing with fiends a lot right now.
Yeah, that seems kind of... So what, you think, you're worried that you might be controlled, that you're an inside person?
I don't think I'm controlled. I feel rather free still. I think whatever brought me back, he kind of leans in, is not tied to me in any way, it's tied to somebody else.
Well, just in case. And he'll, like, clap him on the shoulder and cast, remove curse.
Well, I don't feel any different.
Oh, that's fine then.
I just hope, whatever it is that latched on to bring me back, it doesn't drive him away again.
I don't.
I assumed everyone just got Ash back based on his latest predicament, whatever. He had a crown, he wanted to wear a crown or something.
Oh, I think I may have heard something about that. Okay, yes.
And I don't want another entity to kind of be vying for a piece of that soul.
Right, well, I could try the same thing on him. Don't know if he would accept it.
If it's a fiendish, if it's like a fiendish connection, like a contract or something, I don't know if a removing of a curse would affect it or in any manner.
All right. Well, yes, he might have just boned himself for sure.
We could talk to Henry about it. Henry seems like he's knowledgeable about this kind of thing. Even maybe regarding your predicament as well with your, let's call it your friend.
Sure. We'll do that then.
There seems to be a little trend in this little group of Klingons. I believe News used to call them dingleberries.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely an interesting visual. And he casts prestidigitation just for the hell of it on his body.
But should you ever need help contacting said entity, I'll most likely be sleeping in one of these hammocks.
Alright, well, thank you.
And he pulls out a little flask, pops it open, takes a drink, closes it. You got a little whiff of copper and iron from the flask, and he closes it.
Well, I'll pull out another thing. I am comfortable with being mostly useless, so if you'll be alright with it, I'm going to drink a bit.
Totally, and who knows, maybe what you seek will come to you in your dreams.
Oh, I don't have the best dreams, and I don't really sleep anymore.
Well, me neither. And he kind of smiles and points to his 2 vampire teeth and goes,
Oh, that's how it goes, I suppose.
yeah. Would have been cool if that remove curse would remove something like this, but it's not exactly a curse. I was born with it.
Ah, shame. I mean, unless, you've found... hold on. I imagine does the same thing happen to you with food? How when you put it in your mouth, it just goes... I've seen it happen quite a bit to the undead.
Not entirely. I'm not undead. I'm a Dhampir. I am born of human and vampiric parentage. It's a little bit confusing. I can eat normal food, but I have to imbibe in blood once a day.
Ooh.
I can turn into a bat, though, at will.
Well, you seem to have just birthed, so to speak, come back into existence.
Yes.
I don't imagine you have any blood on you, and I have probably a bit to spare. You want some? I mean, just as a favor. By the way, I think I'm a clone. I don't think that... I'm not sure if that has a negative effect on the whole blood sucking
I don't
thing.
think so. The spell, from my knowledge of the spell, it makes a body in some capacity. You're a clone!
That's what I'm led to believe.
It's interesting that you don't have any memories of your previous older self, then, that everyone
I know,
speaks
right?
of.
And he pulls out the head.
I just had a thought. If you'll be so inclined to be tempted along with me.
Oh, bring it on.
Have you tried speaking to it?
I did. I asked it to tell me its secrets, but nothing happened. It was a stressful situation, though.
Maybe if things are more relaxed, we should try again.
All right. Hey. Asshole.
The mouth opens. And when the mouth opens, you can hear like a squelching sound coming from where a throat should be.
Mm-hmm.
Like something slithering up the throat.
Mm-hmm.
And the jaw unhinges. Lots of drool and ichor kind of starts to pour out.
Gross.
Kelwyn's like, what the fuck is that? And a fleshy eyeball appears in the mouth. A very familiar looking eyeball of your entity.
Well, hello. I suppose I need to ask a specific question. I have a few in mind, but,
Hello.
Well, let's just...
Baxter.
Oh, yep, there it is.
And Kelwyn's just like, I don't understand what it's saying.
That's good. If you did, you would probably go insane. It's okay. Just take it easy.
Sounds like a language, but I don't know it. And anyone else that's up top would not hear this as well.
It's
What do you
unwritten language.
Seek?
Oh, well, I found out, despite the circumstances you're probably aware of, I'm alive, and...
Yes.
Oh, what?
Very interesting.
Yes. And it seems as though my brother is as well.
Yes.
Do you know where he's at?
The morning shores.
Damn. Damn. Damn!
But here's the interesting thing. Only the dead can travel there, or live there safely, and he is not dead.
Well, that is definitely interesting.
It's good to hear your voice again, Baxter.
You know, sure, yes. I'm more used to the book, just reading.
Show me the
but-
book.
Oof, what?
Show it to me.
I hold out the book and put it in between his teeth.
The book kind of gets pushed away from the eyeball
Oh.
as it starts to slither out of the mouth,
Yeah.
and within seconds, this muscly, fleshy-looking entity pulls itself out of the maw of this head, and just the big ol' totally eyeball as a head.
You might want to close your eyes.
Kelwyn's
Kelwyn.
like, you know what?
Close your eyes. Close your eyes.
I'll see you later. And he just goes upstairs. And this entity pulls itself out of the old Baxter's head. It kind of stands its full height of like 8 feet tall. Just,
Hello again.
hello.
So, yes. I've been a bit lost lately. I've been very used to you telling me what to do, and my entire life has been destroyed with the destruction of Salspitze. So I am kind of without a rudder, so to speak.
You are a clone,
I figured that.
and not the first.
Oh, really?
And it just nods.
How old are you?
The last time he cast the spell, as I pull up the information myself, he was 213.
Okay, well, that's something.
Looking good for your age.
Thank you. Yeah. He'll kind of like fix his eyebrows.
And he and the entity kind of looks around. I don't smell the others.
Others?
Gundar, Koana, Portobellum.
As I understand it, they're all dead. Pretty much verified dead.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, it seemed like there was a plan at one point, but I don't know a whole lot of it. I don't have the memories of the Baxter that likely had the last contact with.
Neither
So
do
I don't have a lot.
I'm missing gaps.
This is the first time he's ever heard of this thing, like, of infinite knowledge to be missing anything. He's just... So, something is amiss, then?
Whatever Baxter did when he cloned himself the last time changed things. He hadn't talked to me in decades.
Interesting. And all of a sudden Baxter thinks he made a big mistake.
Shall we regain our memories together?
Yes.
He just puts one of his fleshy, eye-covered hands, because the fingertips have little eyeballs on them, and he just touches the side of your head.
Oh, jeez.
And another long, muscly, eyeball-y hand touches the book, and you feel like a electric shock, like a surge of power, and the entity just kind of slithers into the book. The book opens, and he kind of just slithers into the pages and disappears. And based on certain spell protections that had gone on, that head that you had with you just decays rapidly in front of you.
Oh, I thought I had cast
Oh, that's
Gentle
right.
Repose
You
on
did.
it.
You did.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if that was a thing, so yeah. Well, hang in there, buddy. I'm gonna put him away.
Okay.
And then he'll take a big swig.
All right. You
and
guys
just kind of
yeah.
lay back and keep his thoughts on the morning shores and
Totally.
what he knows about them, which we can sort out later.
And for the first time in a long time, there is scratching sounds coming from that book. And all it says, I'm sending to you right now. It's both sentiment from the entity and from the DM himself.
Ah.
And you guys all above the deck, the ship's sailing through these swamps, and you see Kelwyn come up, just going, well, how's everyone else doing?
You know, steering the boat through a fairy swamp.
Yeah, I found a really good book.
Oh, you got one. What'd you get?
You wouldn't like it.
Oh, I wouldn't like it. There's a book I wouldn't like.
It's seduction techniques.
I've read many.
It's
seduction
really
technique
graphic.
books.
Oh,
I'm no wilting flower.
The pages are stuck together.
Oh no, I don't want to touch it. I'd read it, but you're right.
It's
Mage
from,
hand that.
It's from me.
I'm sorry.
They're stuck together because of me. Anyways, and he kind of just walks to the front of the ship and just starts staring out at the swamp.
Did Kelwyn get
contemplating what he just saw.
Did Kelwyn get really weird, like, since he came back from the dead?
I mean, if by weird you mean he just openly told us about his Crankdown book that is sticky, yeah, that's weird.
That's a little weird to me, I'm not gonna lie. That's a little
Oh, he comes back.
overshare.
He comes back, sorry, I lied. I don't have a book like that. I lied.
Sure, you lied. Got it. I get it. It's cool. Yeah, you lied about your Crankdown book. No worries. I got you.
Right.
It's okay. Don't worry about it.
produce anything. And he just walks down the stairs again. Just leaves.
Guys, be cool. Don't. He's apparently embarrassed now. So
He walks past you, Baxter, and goes, "Oh, hello."
Baxter's the only one who won't bully him.
I think Ogden was bullied.
Is he noticing? Does Kelwyn look like he's got kind of a bit of madness in him after any of that? He's just kind of looking to make sure.
He looks a little concerned at what he saw down here, and he's just like, he goes onto his own little hammock and goes, "I think it's a good time to sleep." Yes.
Yes, I mean, you said you didn't, but hey, you know what? Here, we're all open for trying. And he hands him down the bottle of rum that he has. Excellent.
Oh, that feels much better. He hands it back.
We're all in the same boat now.
Literally.
Metaphorically and literally, yes.
Haha.
Uh-huh.
Just so we are clear, I'm never gonna ask about what I saw.
That is probably a very good thing.
That was fucked up.
It was quite...
I had to make up a lie about why it looked so weird when I walked up, and I kind of told everyone I jerked off in a book.
That's a weird one.
I panicked.
The panic is natural. The panic is natural. I once, in order to make up an excuse, I once told someone that I had beaten an old woman.
Did you?
I had to beat her off.
You
beat her
off
away. No, this is all very strange. It's a repeat. We're not doing this again.
Well, I mean, from what I gathered, Baxter was an old man, so it makes sense.
I suppose.
I mean, old people have to beat each other off sometimes.
What Baxter does in his free time.
He pops open his flask and just drinks.
Baxter, do you want us to go swing by a retirement home so you can cruise for chicks?
So while this is happening,
all of the...
Wait, is Baxter Tom Waits in Mystery Men?
No, that young blood. I need a certain level of experience.
Anyways, while this is happening below the deck, Kelwyn and Baxter just kind of bonding over what the fuck. Up top, what's everyone else doing? The ship's sailing through the swamp. The trees are getting a little more dense and thick, and you guys can see like weird creatures kind of swimming in the water. And you all notice there's actually Ash would notice this. Ash and I think, fuck it. What's everyone's passive perception? I forget. That's on the top deck.
14.
Yeah, you don't see shit.
Ash is 14.
My passive investigation is 18.
Perception, because this is not investigation.
14.
Passive perception is 20.
So Ogden is the only one who sees this. Ogden
15 for Henry.
Ash also, or Henry also doesn't see it.
All right.
Only Ogden, and I believe it's gonna be Monkfish. Let's see. Yep. The two of you actually see swimming alongside the ship. They look like green women, with long, flowing green hair, kind of like a aquamarine colored hair, and like kind of turquoisey green colored skin, and kind of yellow eyes with like cat slit pupils, and they have gills on their necks, and they're kind of swimming alongside the ship, and it looks like there's about 5 of them on either side of the ship, so 10 total, and they're just kind of swimming along. And one of them kind of locks eyes with you, Ogden.
Mm-hmm.
And smiles.
Oh.
And
hello.
starts letting out a song. I need all male characters on the deck of the ship to make wisdom saving throws. Mine is Ogden.
Is it a charm? Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So that
can't be charm. Your charms are naturally.
That's Ash, Henry, Joseph, Monkfish.
That's it.
I just imagine Joseph is just like, I love her.
Is this what puberty's
Joseph
like?
got a 2, so he's like, oh my god, he's like, He runs towards the railing of the ship.
Just scoop him up.
Monkfish got like a 400. He's like, what?
Can I scoop up that kid before he jumps off? Or?
Dexterity check.
Okay.
See if you can catch him as he's running.
Okay.
Ash, what'd you get?
3.
3. Ash, you feel like compelled to just leap off the ship into the water.
Could I jump down and tackle Ash?
We'll get to there in a second.
Okay.
Henry.
Natural 20 for a 25.
So yeah, Henry, you can hear this like lullaby in your head. You shrug it off, and you see Ash and Joseph kind of just lumber towards the railings.
Oh, no.
I don't get it. I don't understand what's so appealing
Ogden,
about
what'd you
it.
get for your dex check?
Oof, I only got an 11.
11. Joseph got a natural 20, so he slips out of your grip and just keeps going.
You're so slippery!
On the other side of the ship, those figures that pop up and smile look more masculine, and it just starts going, oh. I need all female characters on the deck of the ship to make wisdom saving throws. So that's Leah and Eclipse.
Yep.
Eclipse, what'd you get?
It's not great. That's a fat 7.
Fat 7. You leap off the sail into the water. Just.
Sayonara.
And Leah, what'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You see Eclipse just off the sail, and as she's falling, about to touch the water, that's where we're going to end the session for the week.
You know, she gets her soul back.
So
full of emotions, full
so
of got a moral compass.
Ash is charmed at the start of the session. This charm works a little differently.
Conditions.
It's a little different of a charm condition based on the creature. You feel compelled to be as close to the creature as possible. Minus the, as well as everything else on top of it for charmed. So that's so at the start of the session, it'll be Ash, Joseph, Leah, or no, not Leah. Sorry, Ash, Joseph, and Eclipse that are all charmed. And Eclipse was on the sail, so she is falling into the water, and that's where we're gonna pick up next week. And Leah still has control winds on the ship, so the ship is just so. We'll pick up there next week for episode 64 of Beneath the Tide. We're back in the Feywild, baby.
Yeah, woo,
Nintendo 64.
And I did.
We're gonna have a fucking rager.
I did roll for how many days in the Feywild, what they're gonna equal to in the material plane, and it's gonna be fun. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you for the raid, Rejects. That was awesome. Thank you so much. And we got some follows out of it. So thank you so much to Mech45 and King Bashman for following us. We stream this campaign every Wednesday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We also stream Thursdays at 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time. We stream Shadows over Ravenloft, our Ravenloft D&D campaign. Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, we stream Soldiers of the Lich Queen, which is also D&D. Just everything I'm saying is D&D. And then 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Sundays is Descent into Avernus, which when that finishes will be a Digimon campaign.
Schedule down below.
Yes, the schedule is down below and also in the offline screen. And Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Legends of Wildmount. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Again, thank you so much for the raid. For people who've been donating, again, thank you so much as well. It's for a good cause. And we'll see you all tomorrow night for Shadows over Ravenloft. So, good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.